And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh&Fit Podcast, man. We got a special one for you guys. We're here with King Dre. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh&Fit Podcast, man. We are here with King Dre. We got a special one for you guys.
Legendary.
Yeah, it's going to be a legendary one, man. Matter of fact, like, we were having a discussion before the show.
It was so good.
And I was like, wait, hold on. We got to turn the cameras on and actually let it flow and let you guys actually hear some of this stuff. But real quick, rumble.com/freshfit, guys. You guys know that's about all you get.
The behind-the-scenes stuff.
Where you get all the content, right? If anything ever happens, we get canceled, you know exactly where to find us, man. As y'all know, free speech isn't really free anymore, with all these different media outlets out there trying to cancel people. So, if the day ever comes, you guys know to find us, rumble.com/fresh&fit. Also, check us out on councilclub.tv, man. All the behind-the-scenes stuff, pre-show stuff, interview with girls, IRL streams, etc. And some equipment just came in, actually. So you guys might be seeing something next week very soon that's going to be some interesting stuff. And then also, guys, check me out on Twitter, UnplugFitX. On there, I post all kinds of stuff. I cover, pop culture, geopolitics, trending stuff, comment on a bunch of different things. You guys want to hear my side on different perspectives on different things, check me out on UnplugFitX. We're trying to get it over to 100K. I don't know if we'll hit it by the end of the year, but we're getting there. We've been on for about a month and we're already at almost 45K, man. So check me out over there on UnplugFitX on Twitter, and then Fresh CEO Network.
Today's the last day for First Date Blueprint.
Oh, shit,
guys,
yeah.
In spirit of game, the game's to be sold, not told. Here you go. To get that first date lay, follow the blueprint A to Z with Zoom calls. I think 10 Zoom calls back to back on how to get it done. So go check it out. And once again, guys, I'm doing vlogs again, lifestyle vlogs, success vlogs, us in the studio. Go check it out, man. Pretty good vlogs. And then last but not least, the CEO Network. If you want to become a brotherhood, you want to become better in life, be successful, hop into that, learn from others, and become good yourself. Give value, add value. All right?
Bam. And we got a special guest in the house,
In the
man.
building.
OG in the space.
What's going on?
King Dre, man, we've known him for a very long time, since like 2020, I would say.
Maybe 19.
Yeah, maybe even 19.
We should have been had this interview.
Yeah, we should have had this interview a while ago. Just, I know me and you had been talking about bringing you on. We went back and forth on Instagram and everything else like that. You blew up on TikTok. Congratulations.
Yeah, for sure.
You still got it?
Yeah, I still got it.
Damn, he didn't get
He's
kicked
lucky.
off.
He's lucky, bro.
I still got it. I stopped being so abrasive. I still got the same message, but I was in their face with it, like
Yeah.
I remember trash and all type of shit. But
back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, you just made one video about bad behavior, and that went viral, bro. 2 million.
Yeah, but then we got kicked off right away.
Yeah.
So Dre was a lot smarter about it.
They suspended my page for a little bit. I made a video saying, if she say she on her period, she probably lying and shit. And you know how they took that, like, oh, we condoning rape and all this shit.
Of
So
course.
Yeah. They came for me heavy. I had to shut down shop for a little bit. Then
wow. What are you up to now on there?
I still do the same thing.
Like,
it's just more,
following. What's your following on there now?
1.3 million.
Nice.
1.3 million on
Nice.
TikTok. Yeah. But I had to. I realized, cause once that mob come for you, if they know you, they call your mama job and all type of shit. It's crazy. So I'm like, damn. And I got kids. But I got teenagers. So it's like, I'm gonna have the same message, but I gotta stop. I was poking at them.
Yeah.
You get into it and you start seeing the comments and you start feeling a certain type of way. So you start making videos like
on purpose
to ruffle feathers and shit. So I said, let me leave them alone. Let me the same message, but let me repackage it. Also, I'm on a platform. It ain't my house. When you're in somebody's house, you gotta play by.
That is very true.
Rules.
Yeah.
So let me play by their rules. I read the guidelines. And say, okay, I'm gonna put my message out, but I'm gonna keep it within the realms if I want to keep the platform.
Yeah, I think you're like one of the few.
That's still on there.
One of the few guys on there that's like telling guys, how the game works on TikTok that hasn't been kicked off yet, bro.
Yeah, I just changed the word.
Congratulations on that.
Just change the word instead of saying, "Oh, these type of women trash." Just say it in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So yeah, bro. Obviously we know who you are, but the audience might not. Can you introduce yourself to the people, man, real quick?
King Dre, I call myself, they call me Captain Saver, bro.
Yeah.
And basically I try to save guys from the bullshit, man. And society is weak right now. That's because the man is weak, and men have become weak through women. You understand what I'm saying? Heartbreak, divorce machine, not being able to get laid. Men just become weak. And so when you have a society of weak men, society is going to be bad for all of us. Just look around you. So my job is to help guys see the bullshit, because a lot of guys don't really know what's going on. A lot of guys are clueless to how women are, the type of games that they play, the type of shit that women are doing to them, and they just don't know. A guy may be in a marriage for 10 years and his wife is chipping away at him so much that he don't even know himself. He don't even I thought I fucked something up. She chipping away at him so much that, you know, he look up 10 years, he a shell of a man now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then when he get out of that situation, you see a lot of the times guys get out of situations, they don't even know who they are anymore. I know you see it. You hear guys like, man, I just got divorced. It's been 10 years. I don't know. I'm ready to end it all. You know, they ready to turn the fish tank upside down in the house. Yeah. You see? And so I want to stop that from happening. Initially, I got into it I wanted to help guys be like a little more player, you know, because I'm not really was the internet type of person. So, but I was like, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna try to find my crowd, like guys who are more player, and I'm gonna help them be better. But once I started to get into it, I started to get the message of like, man, you know, this is happening to me. This is happening to me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking everybody's like me. I'm thinking everybody that's got a little something in them, a little, you know, got a little player in their bones or something like that. Yeah. But what I realized is the world is full of simps. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? And so it kind of took a turn from, I got to try to help save these guys because it's, you know.
Take us back to young Dre. What was he doing to get into game? How did he become a master of the game himself?
It's crazy. You know, coming up, you know, in that type of environment, that's just the thing to do. Like, you know, black men in certain, we don't have shit. You so from certain communities, we don't really have
Where'd
shit.
you grow up?
I grew up in Tampa.
I
grew up in Tampa.
Yeah.
I lived here for a little bit too. But, you know, we don't really have shit, so it's either money or chicks. And back then, you don't really have the access to the information to know that you can be anything else but, you know, basketball, football, or rapper or some shit like that. And so a lot of the times, we have to pride ourselves on how many bitches we can get and all that. So that's what we did. It was the thing to do. You was lame if you wasn't fucking when you was in
And just so the audience kind of understands, like, what decade did you, like, do most of your growing up?
In the 90s.
90s,
okay. Yeah.
90s and 2000s. Yeah.
90s.
39.
So I lost my virginity in like 98 and 99 or something like that. So, I've been slaying them ever since.
Some wisdom here, and I got some questions about that too. But sorry, continue.
You know, it was like you was lame if you wasn't getting chicks. That like now you lame if you don't got, you know, whatever. But back then, if you wasn't getting chicks, you was lame.
Right.
And so if you didn't want to get roasted, if you was still a virgin, you was just going. So that's what we did. You know, we would go to the mall and whoever get the most numbers, you know, we put $10 in a jar. Whoever get the most numbers, we can, you know, do it like that. But for me, how I started to like wanted to get a little bit deeper into it, because I was like average. I was very average. Like I still consider myself kind of average, except up here though, right? Very smart. And so a lot of guys that went to school with me, you know, when we was teenagers, they was in the streets already. They was selling drugs. They was athletes and shit like that. And so they were more. The girls were more like wow over them. So I had to figure out another way. And it was up here. But this where I had the leverage, my dad was like that. My dad was one of them type of guys. And so he was in prison. My dad was in prison, and he wrote me one day. And it's out of the blue. My dad had been gone for like 10 years. He wrote me one day and he was like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, fuck that. I'm trying to get this chick. Talk to me. And he started lacing me up. And so I now had something to compete with. Because again, in high school, I wasn't the coolest kid. I ain't dressed the best. Still don't dress the best. Still ain't the coolest motherfucker alive. But I realized you have to get them up here. And so that's what he taught me how to do when I was in high school, how to get them up here. And once I started playing around with that, it was to the hills.
And then you have a show, Captain Saver Bro show. What's one thing you learned about like men? Their biggest issue is in the current dating market.
It's a couple things. I think the most common thing that I see is guys don't know that they rebounds.
Mm.
So a guy will get with a woman. And he go balls to the walls. Like he meet her, she make him smile. She put that box on him, he go crazy. And he go balls to the wall. He invests it all, and then 3-4 months later, she ghosted him or she started causing problems. The baby daddy came back or the ex came back. So you got to give it some time. So a lot of guys don't know that they're in a position. Whenever you meet a woman, I don't give a fuck who she is, where she from, somebody somewhere fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you meet a woman,
point.
somebody somewhere fucked up. So take your time.
Yep.
If she not no virgin or some shit like that, somebody somewhere fucked up. So you always catching a wave of somebody else, and a lot of guys don't realize
Right.
that, and women know how to make.
You only get a girl by taking her from someone else.
Period. For the most part, and a lot of guys don't realize that women are very skilled at making that shit feel real. Like they make it feel like they can make it feel like shh, and make you feel like you the only thing living. And, shit. And a lot of guys who don't know about that or who not aware of that, they go balls to the wall. 5-6 months later, she's sabotaging. She causing problems and all type of shit. It's because she confused, not a baby daddy in her ear. The ex-boyfriend in her ear. And, when a bitch confused, they're going to cause you problems.
That's what you got to vet, man. You gotta vet the girl.
When she's confused, it's going to cause you problems, man.
You just think, like you say, like I always say, women cannot serve two masters.
Yeah.
And so here she is, she with you, but then her ex come back. And he a whole different man doing his own different thing. He got his own program, and women typically follow, right? And so she can't follow you and follow him at the same time.
Yeah.
And so naturally she's going to start causing problems.
So, Dre, I have a question for you. So let's say you're in that scenario where you find a girl, she has an ex, but he gave her a massive imprint. How do you kind of combat that imprint that's left on her from her ex?
All right, and I like to pride myself on bringing this shit to this space, but you got to make them do for you. A lot of guys don't realize. A lot of guys think that you get a woman, and you get a woman, and you do for her, take her out, do this. I learned it. My dad taught me different than that. Like that's not what you do. You let them do it for you. Not let a woman take care of you because you're a man, but as far as like serve you, because that's when they feel most feminine. I learned this in high school. This is when they feel most feminine, when they taking care of you, when they caring for you, when they nurturing and shit like that. And so you just do this little by little, and the more she becomes invested in you over time, and she's earning you, if your shit is on point, she left him for a reason. He fucked up. More than likely, he didn't learn. And so you just look like the better catch. And eventually they'll shut that shit out. But if you do this, if you go balls to the wall prematurely, it's over for you.
She'll
but you have
for
to,
that shit.
you have to, just like it's like with a man, right? Wherever our money going to, wherever our energy going to, that's why our heart follow that. So we like into it. It's the same with women. And so a lot of guys make the mistake of getting with women and not making them do shit.
It's funny.
Letting them do shit.
Girls would be like, I'm coming over. What do you need? Guy would be like, nothing.
No, nothing.
Just pull up. Nah, bring wine. Bring like stuff for
something.
the house.
My dad taught me that.
Yeah.
My dad taught me that. She always got to come bearing gifts. Always come bearing gifts. And so we should be young. We should be like, man, she come over, bring me a pack. I used to smoke cigarettes back then. Bring me a pack of cigarettes. Bring me a pint of gin, or bring me a pint of Hennessy. Now think about this. Back in 2003, bitch got paid $200 a week.
Yeah.
She spent 100 of it on you. She just gave you 50% of her net worth. Right?
Yeah.
That's small in the grand scheme of things, but 50% of somebody's what they earned that week to you, they feel is gonna follow it.
Yeah.
And so
especially for a female.
For a female, right?
Especially for them.
And you just start small and shit. You start small. It's some dirt bags. They're gonna hear this and they're gonna do the wrong thing with this shit. But but that's how you do that over time. And eventually, if you stay player with it and you that guy consistently over a long period of time, he won't even matter no more.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But
you got to get her to invest, and I think that's something that guys mess up with. So you mentioned earlier, I guess we might as well just hit the topic now. You mentioned earlier that a woman can't serve two masters. Obviously, we saw what went down with Destiny. Right? And and I want to just preface this because I talked about this on Twitter yesterday. I like Destiny. He's a good person. I have a massive amount of respect for him. Anyone that can come into contrarian spaces and have debates and articulate himself, even though we don't necessarily always agree on everything, I have a massive amount of respect for. He's a good guy. I really have nothing bad to say about him. This whole situation with his wife, for everyone out there that's like, rejoicing and laughing and saying, yeah, ha ha ha, blah blah blah, like, bro, that's some shitty behavior, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I think if anything, look at the situation for what it is, learn from it. Obviously, I hope whatever is going on between him and his wife, gets sorted out.
Yeah.
But this is something that I've kind of mentioned before already. I've told Destiny this before. That I don't think open relationships ever work whenever a woman is open as well. It only works when the man is open, but never when the woman's open. And it comes back to what we were discussing earlier, and I've been saying this for years. A woman can't serve two masters. She really can't.
Right.
And whenever you open the door for her to, exercise options or explore other men, at some point, you're opening the door for her to attach to someone else that might be able to have traits that you might not necessarily have. Whereas as a man, we don't operate like that.
Right.
We're like, your girl is your girl for a reason,
Right.
So, with that said, obviously I hope Destiny's okay. I hope nothing, bad is going on. I hope, him and his wife are able to reconcile this to some degree where it doesn't damage him from a financial perspective as much, especially since he invested a good amount of money into her with platforming her. Obviously, he's very successful financially. Smart guy. She's been able to build off her own little platform off of him. So I hope that he
Smart
doesn't
as well.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't get financially torched for it. But yeah. I mean, it's just sad what's going on here between her. It's just like, dude, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile, right? And it's like, I looked at this and I was like, man, like, this chick, man, like, she's on some bullshit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And this happened.
So Destiny isn't a bad person, 100%. Really cool guy. I just think he made a choice where, it was going to benefit him in the long term. And as men, we make choices,
Yeah.
It wasn't a perfect choice. Maybe it was a bad choice, but ultimately,
yeah. I just hope nothing happens to him financially.
Yeah.
He could recover from it.
Think about this though. If women like security, right? Women like security. Boundaries. Women, they talk this shit on Facebook and all this Instagram, but women love boundaries. Like, it makes them feel secure. Just think about if you got a woman, right? And she look at you and she say, "Oh, he'll let me do whatever." Like, they think you don't care about them when you let them rip and run and run wild like that. And
true.
so when you
That's a good point, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
That's
they need the security, and boundaries is a good way. Like, I ain't never really met no woman who was into me that bucked back at boundaries.
Yeah.
That's only when women using you as a placeholder and shit like that, and they don't really like you. Then they be like, "Oh, you controlling and shit." But when a woman like you, she like to feel secure in those boundaries. And when women like you, they'll play within those boundaries. But if you let them run wild, they gonna run wild, and they gonna think you don't care about them.
Yeah.
And if a woman think you don't care about her, if she think that you don't care about her, you're not gonna get her all. She's not gonna put her all into you.
Can I mention as well? I don't know what it is, but whenever a girl's like not from the U.S. and wants to come to America, I just find a hard time believing that it's actually genuine. And like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know her that well. We talked to her a couple times on different shows, but like, bro, when you evolve a green card, bro, she's seeing money green as well. So you never know.
Oh, she not from here?
Nah, she's not from here. So
I will give it that she's from I forget what country it is. Someone in the chat's gonna put it. It's a first world Western country.
Yeah.
That's like super liberal.
But
So-
again, you see a guy living in the U.S. that you can kind of like, talk to and, chip down a little bit and make your own angle at him. You're going to go for it and then see where it goes. And I think that's what happened here. So
Yeah.
They got to stop falling for this, "Oh, let's be open" shit. Because women don't respect you if they fucking somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got to stop falling for that. That shit crazy.
And I think as someone, Sweden is where it's from. And I think, for all the guys out there, that to learn from this situation, if you got some money, you got some status, etc., like, you're the boss, man. Like, put these women in their place. Like, don't let them sit there and say, "I want to be open," and you actually, like, no, because whenever you have a title, you have an image to protect, you got some status, you got some money, etc., like, you got something to lose. And when women run around and do dumb shit, like, you can really deal with some serious negative consequences for that. It's not a good look
fuck
for you.
up your whole bag.
Yeah.
We spoke earlier, and women can only do what you allow them to do to you. So,
Yeah.
as, for example, let's say you're a man of means and you
Yeah.
have status and success in your frame, you have boundaries that she's going to follow. Versus the opposite, you have money, status, but no frame,
Yeah.
she'll do whatever.
Yeah,
But
you got to protect
because you
that
allow
shit.
it, though.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I would say, like, for all the guys out there, man, you guys are successfully making some money, etc. Like, you got to be even more clamped down on her not doing some bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've always said, like having money and status, like, and this is a perfect example of that. Like, having money and status isn't gonna get girls to be on your program if you don't got frame. Like you gotta have frame too.
You gotta have that.
That's
like
huge.
the money and status will just let her tolerate you a little bit longer, but it's not necessarily gonna get her in line. You gotta have that in your head, and then you're able to implement it. The money and status helps you with letting her know that you ain't gonna get this again, dummy. But at the end of the day, you still have to have the frame, whether you make $50K a year or $500K a year or $5 million a year. You still have to have that frame regardless.
So we spoke earlier as well, and you mentioned back in the day, you didn't need as much to get women because there was less access.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick, Dre.
Very good point, Dre.
You know, you're a little bit older, right? We get some wisdom from you.
Yeah.
You were, picking up girls before this crazy social media,
Before
online
Instagram,
dating era
Facebook.
age,
You
blah,
had
blah,
to go
blah.
out and talk to women.
Yeah, what was it like back then, man?
It was easier, but it was. Let me put it like this. Nowadays, if you, like I said earlier, if you can get yourself up to barely passing, you can get laid easy because they throwing pussy away like nobody's business. They don't care about being called no whore. They call themselves hoes. They don't care. They throwing pussy away like nothing.
Yeah.
So it's changed in that sense. So if you can get yourself, to a certain point, it's easier. However, women are a lot less tolerable to mistakes and bullshit.
Yeah.
Prime example, I get a lot of guys who they'll go on a first date with a woman. Now, women come hot and ready nowadays. And so they'll go on a first date with a woman and the guy don't close, right? The guy don't close. So the spark may be there, the chemistry may be there. You know, this chick done spent 5 hours getting ready, putting on makeup, shaving and shit, and matching bra and panties. Think about it. Every time you had sex with a girl for the first time, the bra and panties match, right?
Typically.
It's not a coincidence. So they take time to do this shit. So when they do this shit, come on a date, they like you, the vibe is good, and you don't close, they take it as rejection.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, she would have chased you.
Yeah.
She would have chased you and called you. Nowadays, it's 50 other dudes.
Yeah.
I'm going to just find somebody who can handle my business. So they not as tolerable to a lot of the mistakes guys are making.
To
Versus
your
back
point,
then,
just add to your point as well, whenever you leave that date without closing, makes a phone call, hits somebody else, and then he smashes.
and then he smacked. Because it's always somebody else. So you don't do it. They going to call King Dre or call Fresh. Fresh going to come pick him up in the Lamborghini and it's over.
Yes, sir.
It's over with. So I'm not saying that, be a pussy hound or nothing like that, but that's just some of the differences back in the days. Also, like, back then, like, you had to, like, almost lie. I don't say lie, but you had to kind of, like, women wanted you to be, like, boyfriend and shit. So we had, like, 5 girlfriends.
You had to really sell the dream.
The rotation shit was like, you had to do that. If you wanted to be fucking with different chicks and shit, and this chick and this, you had to, like, date them and be their boy. You don't really have to go on dates, but, like.
Yeah. You had to give boyfriend energy.
You had to give boyfriend energy back then.
We could blame all those R&B songs.
Another thing too is like back then they didn't really require dates like that. Like I didn't go on my first date until I was like 25. Like where I went and paid for a date, I was like 25 when I went on my first date, and we was smashing them way before then.
Yeah.
Like a chick would be cool with you pulling up with some hot wings and sitting in the car on lunch break for 30 minutes and just chopping it up.
Some Hennessy.
Some whatever they do, But nowadays with social media, this whole women, they hive-minded, so they want what everybody else got. Oh, well, they ain't going to Cheese Factory. They ain't selling for Cheesecake Factory. I'm not selling for it. It's shit like that.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
Now they it's just a lot of bullshit now. But it was a lot easier back then, as far as like dealing with women. But to get laid, it's easier to get laid now.
I think
Just to
nowadays,
get laid.
with the advent of social media, Instagram, also as well TikTok, there's so much out there, for example, of what can be done for them. The grass is greener on the other side. So they see that and say, yo, I can get this too as well. Give me that as well.
Dre, I want to ask you this because this is something that I've noticed in ridiculous abundance, which actually really worries me. And I want to see if you kind of observed the same thing. I've noticed a general increase with discontent for men, like just general lack of respect for men in general.
Oh yeah.
Like in 2020, since the explosion of social media, I've just seen the respect for men go down.
All the way down.
Like, I remember girls would say, "Oh, he's an electrician. Okay, he's gonna do well." Now it's like if you have a blue collar job, women don't respect that shit no more.
Right.
If you got a factory job, oh, he's just a factory nigga. Like, they genuinely think that most men are losers, not that attractive. Most guys are invisible to them. Like, there's just this huge lack of respect for men, bro.
You know where that come from? Whores. Right? Think about it, right? When you have a disdain for something, it's because you can't be successful with it. Like you taking L's. And typically when women it's easy for women to get sex. That's when you hear chicks talk like that, they more than likely hoes. That's getting fucked on and fucked on and fucked on and fucked on and fucked on. And so they develop this disdain.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Good point.
So,
It's funny because recently Ruby Rose posted a guy, which is her number one spender, spending on her all the text messages. And back in the day, women would post, I'm getting married, I'm engaged. Now they're just posting all the simps that are feeding them money. Yeah. So it changed from respect to men. Back in the day, getting married.
It's embarrassing, man.
Embarrassing.
It's crazy.
It's almost like like I said, it's like a disdain. Like when you can't be successful. Now, when a man can't be successful with women, his success isn't because he can't get laid or get a relationship. It's because his success is his disdain comes from him not being able to get laid or get a relationship.
Yeah.
A woman's L's come from them not being able to get a guy to like them past sex.
Yeah.
And so when you see women have that disdain, that's pretty much always where it come from. You ain't never heard no virgin say that. You ain't never heard no woman who's been treated well by her father or by her man ever say no shit like that. In fact, you see there's another side of social media where women be saying, look, I need my man. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Yeah.
But if you look in the background, you got a solid man that's taking care of her. Whenever you see a woman say something like that,
it's just wild because it's like there's like disregard, like there's no, they don't even give a shit about like looking crazy or whatever. Like they'll just get on TikTok and talk about how, oh, this guy ghosted me, fuck man, or just like the vitriol and the hate. Like women are just open misandrous and nobody bats an eye, bro. It's completely and socially acceptable to shit on men, not respect men, insult men, and no one says shit.
So there's an algo boost on TikTok where if you post hateful men topics, it boosts you in the algorithm, which is crazy, by the way, but it's true.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Because I'll tell you this, they get rid of niggas like us. Like if we talk, like fight back against the bullshit, like yo, like fight back against this bullshit, like yo, these are the women that you want to stay away from. You identified these 304s, etc. Misogyny, boom. Like there's a whole like TikTok has like a blacklist. They made misogyny a big one now, where like you get banned immediately. Yeah. But I don't see anything in there about misandry. You write through the terms and guidelines. Was there anything about misandry?
Nah. You can say whatever you want to say about a man. It got so bad to where like I don't even like in my title I don't put women. I put like the emoji of a woman. Like I don't even
smart.
Oh
shit. That's smart.
I don't put like women do this. I put like if emoji do this then it means this. You see what I'm saying? It's bad like that.
Yeah. It's starting to get like crazy, bro. So,
see, that's smart. He's playing the game.
Yeah. You gotta play the game.
You in their house, you gotta play by the rules.
Yeah. TikTok is the worst. I got some of these chats real fast. Let's see here, because I know y'all probably got a lot to say. Let's see. I get my glasses here.
Y'all chat here. Y'all chat. That's the craziest chat.
Conqueror says, Road to Masi is on the Saint and Sinners channel, discussing the end of the red pill and the beginning of Marquettism. Okay. Damien says, not long ago, you made fun of Tim Pool for his take on women. Well, Tim Pool's always on time with his live shows, has 3 times the audience that you have, and more high-profile guests. How about you get your shit in order, for real, all of you? L for all of you.
What does that have to do, with what?
Tim Cass doesn't talk about what we talk about, bro. It's 2 different topics.
Yeah, he's
actual live shows, bro.
Tim is a news channel, bro.
Yeah,
like Tim is like a straight up like a news channel, dude. So it's like,
what are you trying to compare?
Of course, people are gonna want to watch that because it's a news channel. So you could bring in a wider audience.
And also, our content pushes people away.
Yeah.
So it's not the same thing, bro.
Like, what the hell?
Come on, man.
This nigga coming in here just to talk shit?
Venom. Oh, man. Destiny about to dye his hair red after this.
Okay, I see what you did there.
He's fine, man. He's fine.
What else we got here?
Meat Sauce Homie says, I knew this day was going to come for Destiny. I wouldn't be surprised if now he becomes your super red pill. I wish no man any bad, and I actually feel bad for him. I've tried to warn him. Keep doing what you do, boys. You haven't been wrong yet.
Yeah, man, and that's why I'm keeping it respectful, because like he's a good guy. Like
you don't kick him while he's down. That's
and I'm not gonna kick him while he's down. I mean, and meeting Melina, meeting him, like I have an idea. Like I kind of saw this coming. Like I don't know, bro. I mean.
Dude, this
I always thought Melina was on some bullshit. I'm going to be 1,000 with y'all.
This is what I say, bro. We're all men here. We make mistakes. Yeah. No one's perfect. Yeah. However, we did warn him beforehand, and we're just saying it in real time. But to be honest, bro, we made mistakes too, bro. Yeah. No one's here is perfect.
And the thing is, man, like women be on some, like there's girls out there, man, that are like looking for a come up, bro. And she always gave me that vibe, like, yo, this chick is here for a come up, man. Like, You know what I mean? Like he's got a huge audience. He's well spoken, articulate, etc. You know, he's I guess his Twitter name is Omni Liberal, right? He's somewhat liberal, right? So it's like for her, it's like, oh, this is perfect. You know what I mean?
Do you think that she was out of his league? What do you think? In terms of, for example, looks wise and like, you know.
No, I think she was he was out of her league.
Yeah.
I think she was punching up, personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, obviously people will talk shit. Oh, well, Destiny doesn't go to the gym and he's not tall, blah blah blah. But I mean, yo, status makes up for everything. I hate to say it, but like I've always said it. Me and you've had these discussions. If you had to pick one amplifier just to be attractive to women, it would be status, 100%.
I thought
these
that was
reggaeton niggas
bullshit.
be damn near bisexual.
Yo,
but they be getting more bitches than all of us.
I thought that was bullshit until I blew up. I used to, when I came into if you go look
Shout out to Drake.
if you go look at my old 2018, that status shit don't mean nothing until I started to like get that type of status. It's
shit crazy, right?
It's a whole nother ball game.
Yo,
it's a whole nother ball
Bro,
game.
shit crazy. You know what I knew status was it?
Yeah.
When Bad Bunny basically came out and said, oh, I'm bisexual, and he still gets bitches. That's what I knew. I was like, bro, you literally have like a death sentence when it comes to any regular nigga, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But you're still pulling chicks and you're getting baddies too? That's what I knew. Yo, status is
bro.
It's the main thing when it comes to getting girls.
I saw it in real
Getting them, not holding them.
Yeah.
Just getting them. Just getting them. Just getting them.
I saw it in real time. I'm outside at events, at clubs. The guys that got the tables, the guys that were in VIP, the guys that were up there on these elevated platforms.
Yeah.
Girls would be like, wow, who is that?
Yeah.
I need to be there.
Right.
I'm like, damn, he's a nobody. But
Yeah.
with status of looking like he's somebody on this platform, oh, let me go over there to fuck him. And it's crazy because nowadays, sorry, back in the day, it was only game. But with status and game, you're a killer, bro.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, call me biased, but yeah, I genuinely think he was way out of her league. I think he, like she's lucky that he even committed to her, in my opinion.
Right.
Like
if you don't got the game part behind it though, you just a sucker.
Yeah.
Like you just a chick just gonna use. You got the money, a chick gonna use you.
Yeah.
You got the status, she gonna use you.
Yeah.
Like, look at all these streamer guys, these nerd streamer guys.
Yeah, bro.
It's like sad and sickening to see what's going on with them. They getting these girlfriends and blowing them up and
Drake, me and you are on the same page with that shit. Like me and you both hate, because that's why you started your whole joint.
Yeah.
We hate seeing dudes get finessed by women, bro.
I hate it. Like I hate it. So, like I just, I mean, play on if you're gonna play, chick. Do your thing, but I don't like the after effect of it. Like I don't like the pain that it causes men. You know what I'm saying? Because that pain is widespread. Like we all have to deal with that pain as a society. That's the part I don't like about it.
Yeah.
I've always been like, if you a duck, then especially if somebody tell you better and you don't listen, then get plucked like a duck. But I just the pain that come with that and just seeing it, it's just like
it sucks, bro.
It's almost like how like an older 40-year-old preying on a gullible 15-year-old chick. It's like the same thing to me. Here you just have this kid, don't know any better, got a whole lot of money, got a whole lot of platform, and you bring your thought ass and just take advantage of him, make him feel all these good things, make him feel loved, make him feel like he the only man. Are you taking for everything?
We brought Neon here.
So I'm talking
I
about.
remember, and I don't know if you saw that, but like he's with that chick, who's like some OnlyFans chick, and it's funny because like a couple days before, Sneeko had put her on a lie detector on, are you with Neon for his clout only? And she was like, no, and the fucking thing said she was lying, which is obviously,
Clearly.
the guy's, 18-year-old, 19-year-old virgin, right? Skinny, etc. Still, getting his shit together. This girl's like 20, 21, fucking, OF model. She obviously has some sexual experience. She's been with dudes before. She's at her peak. You know what I mean? He's figuring out if he's at his peak. And it's like, whenever I see a drastic difference in knowledge, not just sexual market value, but knowledge of their sexual market value, that's when girls take advantage. Whenever there's a disparity and she's more aware than you are, it's a wrap, man. And that's why I tell guys, yo, you got to get 50 leg count. Oh, what the fuck, nigga? What are you talking about? There's too many bodies, blah, blah. Bro, these girls will rack that shit up in a semester in college.
You have to be experienced. It's like how you going people do this religious shit, but how do you know how to deal with a woman? Like, okay, let's say you get this long-term marriage, right? You get this woman and y'all gonna be together forever. If anybody's ever been in a long-term relationship, it's not cakewalk. It's actually easy to be out here playing the field, juggling women. But to have one woman you committed to, it's a whole different ballgame. Because what happened when she tell you, I don't feel like it tonight? And that happened for 2 weeks. What you gonna do about that?
Yeah.
Do you even know what to do about that? Do you know what to do when she get in a little phase of where she bucking up at you and she talking a little slick to you?
Yep.
It's easy to say, oh, we just gonna leave her, but you 10 years in, you 7 years in, you invested. What you gonna do about that?
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to navigate women, you're gonna lose, especially today.
What's your thoughts? Because we get, and I'm sure you get this shit a lot too, criticisms from, these religious people, oh, bro, you'd be a good Christian man and one woman, or, Islam or Judaism, whatever, any of these religions that people practice, they think that the faith is going to save them or or make the woman like a better woman. What's your thoughts on that?
You play the game or the game going to play you. Like there's rules to this shit. It's rules to human nature. You have to deal with it and follow the rules. God don't save you from breaking the rules. And for the religious guys that want to bring up religion, God ain't going to save you from breaking the rules, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's dealing with life or dealing with the elements or dealing with people. If a baby, right? Let's say a little baby ran out in the streets.
Yeah.
Is there not a God now? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
God is not gonna save you from breaking the rules. So you're still gonna have to play by the rules. You still gonna have to be a man. You still gonna have to have respect. You still gonna have to stand up for yourself. You still gonna have to have game. You still gonna have to know how to deal with women. Period. Whether you believe in God or not or don't.
What would you say is the biggest mistake that guys make? Because I know you've done hundreds, maybe thousands of consultations at this point with guys. What is the biggest mistake that married guys make? Or guys in a committed relationship where they're maybe cohabitating or something? Or?
Number one, and I know this is a lot of the times the red pill community don't agree with this, is being something that you're not.
Okay.
From the gate, they say, "Oh, be yourself" is bullshit. I think you should be the best version of yourself. But what happens is a lot of guys get into situations and they fake something that they're not. And then the woman like what they pretend to be. It's hard to sustain yourself over long term.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z said, it's only so long fake thugs can pretend, right? And so when a lot of times you'll see guys get with these women and the real them come out.
Yeah. And
the woman like, what the fuck? And so the problems start. That's one. Another thing is, again, not making women earn their keep, right? So, they don't make women earn their keep. So you have a lot of guys who all the bitch got to do is be pretty and cook and clean and suck and fuck, right? That's not enough. Like, that don't equal the amount of work you put in. Like, that's not an even swindle. If all a woman got to do is look pretty and fuck and cook and shit, you got to go out, kill the food, bring the food back, work, deal with all this shit. That's not enough to deal with that. So a lot of guys don't require much of their women. Yeah. So 10 years later, when it's time to leave, right? It's like, oh, well, she took everything from me and I gave so much. Me, I look at it like this. Anytime a bitch leave me, she earned her keep anyway. I ain't even mad because I got what I needed out of her. Right. You see what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't do that. And it'd be easier for the woman to walk away. It's easy for a woman to walk away where she didn't help you build. And not necessarily get the money with you, but wherever she don't have a stake at, wherever she don't have real equity at, it's easier for her to walk away. It's easy after 15 years, she could wake up and be like, I'm bored now. Yeah. But if a bitch...
Now you on Fresh&Fit, baby. You can say what you want to say. This ain't TikTok, man. Let's fucking go, bro.
If a woman doesn't help you, if a woman don't have no stake, it's just, like I said, it's just easier for her to, but if she's been there with you, building one step, brick by brick, every step of the way, and just because you have yourself together don't render a woman useless. There's always something for a woman to do.
Facts.
So, it's harder for her to wake up and be like, you know what? I'm bored here. I want something new. I want something else. Because she don't have equity in it. She don't have stakes. She don't feel like a team player. A lot of guys make that mistake. A lot of guys. And so when the woman leave, they feel like they got the short end of the stick. It's like, oh, she got everything. And, I gave so much and it's just you got to make her do shit. You got to make them earn their keep. Yeah.
So having a trophy home, a trophy wife at home is the worst thing you guys can do, man. Contrary to popular belief.
It is.
Because dudes like.
But look at all the guys and the celebrities that had the trophy wives. They always leave and always take all their shit.
Yeah.
Versus you look at guys like Snoop Dogg or E40 or Ice Cube. They women been down with them, helping them every step of the way for the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah. And they still there.
And they still there.
Still there.
Yeah, I think the key too is like, I mean, not to make it sound this kind of could be evil and vindictive, but like, you got to make sure that she's still. You better have her working until her sexual market value prime is gone, bro. Yeah. If you're gonna be on that type of shit, and I hate to say that because what they found is I forget what fucking study it was or whatever, but like they found that women are far more likely. Me and Rolo were talking about this. I'll find it. Women are far more likely to divorce if they feel as though there's still options in the dating market for them to get back out there for.
Yeah.
So
you have to be. It's just like in marketing. Like you have to be the guy. Like you have to make yourself the one. Yeah. Like that's not to say that there's not going to be it, because it's somebody always better than you. But you have to position yourself, and you have to engineer your situation so when she look up, there is nobody else. You have to be that much of a value to her life, and she has to be that invested into not only you but y'all situation. And that's just some game. A lot of guys make their situation about just me and the woman in love. Like players don't do that. We make it about it's bigger than us. Like this is our thing. It's not just about me and you. So you have to kind of paint this like this is our world type of thing. Not just, oh, I'm in love with you so much, baby, and it's just me and you. Almost, how do you say this?
Like an empire.
Yeah, but what do they call this shit? Almost like romanticize your thing.
Sell her a
like
dream.
She has to be invested into the thing, not just you, but the thing. Like where we going?
The vision.
I see what you're saying.
Vision. Like she has to be invested into that.
The future.
You see what I'm saying? Most guys just they make
Sell
it
her
about
a dream, my friend.
They make
Sell her a dream.
They make it about just me and you and so in love. The shit get way bigger than that.
Yeah.
The game get way deeper.
I
than
think
that.
For the audience, so that they can kind of put a picture to this. You guys, after the show's done, go ahead and listen to Justin Timberlake, "My Love." And then the song,
My love.
I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand, all this shit, right? See us sitting on the countryside, blah, blah, blah. And what he's doing in that song, right, is hilarious because we all know Justin Timberlake's a player. But he's selling a dream. So on one end, to the untrained eye, it's like, oh, this is a simp tale.
Yeah.
But the reality is what he's really doing is he's giving the girl a dream of a future, of commitment, of being able to do certain things together, right? So
what life could be. Like this is
I mean, if you look at it in the sense of, for example, movies and cartoons, when they were younger, they saw Disney movies, they saw movies of romantic stuff as the future of what they could have. So you as a man now, give her that vision, I'm going to give you this lifestyle.
Right.
I'm that guy to be with.
Whether it be a lifestyle.
They're putting the lyrics in this chat now. Y'all niggas know,
whether it be a lifestyle, but a lot of guys don't, and that's something that more advanced guys do. They kind of make it more like, she have to be more than committed to just me. You have to be committed to this thing that we got going on. This vision.
Help me build this empire, girl. When you say shit like that, and they get really excited.
They get invested into it. That's what they here to do anyway. It appeals to their nature. But you got to have something going on. You can't be no dusty.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't be no dusty dude sitting, smoking weed all day playing the game, talking about let's build.
And you can't fake
something
either.
going on.
Yeah, because you could get away with that for maybe a week, a month, 2 months, but bro, you keep it ain't gonna last forever doing that dumb shit.
They ain't gonna stay around, especially nowadays. They're not gonna sit around and watch you lollygag.
Would you say, because you said women tolerate less nowadays, would you say the internet is a direct influence on why women tolerate far less?
The 100% influence of why they tolerate less.
Yeah.
It's no other reason. It's not that they've evolved to be these, bigger and better women and shit like that. Nah, it's just you have memes and accounts and shit. Just like men are now starting to not tolerate shit because you got guys like us telling them.
Yeah.
Women been had that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't accept less, and Shira 7 and all them, and I would never go to Cheesecake Factory. She got 150,000, young women watching this and shit. And so now it's just a monkey see, monkey do thing.
Women have had game and shit like that for a long time, and they've been like sharing this information about it for a while.
In group chats.
And there's been books.
Forums.
There's been books. Women read a lot. You know what I mean? Like if you look, women read books on this shit a lot of the times. Like guys just started like getting into this thing in the past couple of years. I remember it before like all of us blew up on the internet. Like, bro, the whole pickup community and red pill shit, that was like, bro, it was like nobody knew about it. Like they didn't know about none of that shit. It was like kind of like a hidden secret, like, oh, yo, you know how to get girls, bro. Like, this is what you do. Like, you just cold approach, blah, blah, blah. And it was like underground community until Mystery came out, right? Mystery came out, I remember, with the pickup artists in like the 2005, 2006, 2007, somewhere around that time. And that's like when it kind of hit like the mainstream media. But we still didn't have the internet and social media to really spread it. Yeah. So, that was kind of a buzz. People kind of like figured out that shit. That's how I found this community. But it wasn't really until like the internet hit and forums, and then boom, like TikTok, social media, etc. And I would say, I got to give ourselves a little bit of credit. Like, we're one of the biggest people to like bring the red pill out there, like to the mainstream, like making the shit mainstream, right? And then obviously you were right there with us, because you were blowing up at TikTok right around the same time. Now guys have this information, but if you really look at it, like, so many guys are behind. Like, bro, we've only touched a fraction of the male audience. And if you don't believe me, look at one of my. You want to know how you know the world is so blue pill? If you look at like one of my videos on TikTok or some shit like that, I didn't post that, like hit the algo randomly. You gonna see a bunch of blue pill people. This guy's a misogynist. This guy's crazy.
It's crazy.
This guy's a weirdo. Wow, who talks about women like that? That's when you realize, like, oh shit. Because if you take our videos, because if you put it in our audience, right, it's like an echo chamber. Like, yeah, fuck yeah. But if you put it out to like regular niggas, regular girls and dudes, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is that shit? They're gonna look at it like it's like fucking,
until they get hurt.
Yeah,
divorce.
But even then, what I seen with that is like they don't wake up then until like they see something that like until they like, because these guys, whether they get hurt over it, they just think they making a bad choice. So it's like, okay, well, I'm
try again.
I'm gonna just try again with a girl that fucking lives in the country.
She was the wrong one.
She was the wrong one and shit. Nah, bro, nah, you clueless. You just have no clue. Yeah. But I just didn't. It blew my mind like how many guys just don't. I thought everybody was like me before I started doing this.
Yeah,
like, I thought
crazy,
everybody was just like had a kind of, because again, when you don't have the internet, all you know is your little world.
Yeah.
Your neighborhood or wherever you go. So you think that everybody's like you, and it's just it's almost again sad to see like how many guys are clueless.
Can you even like have conversations or tolerate dudes that like are clueless like that? Like I can't even, me personally, I can't even be around blue pill dudes no more. I can't do it.
I can in a sense, but it can't be about that. Like it'll have to be about business. Like we have to be talking about video games, business or something like that.
Shit.
But as far as like the game, it's like you keep them out of that. I actually got a good friend, right? A good friend of mine, he's probably watching, but it's not like a street guy, nothing, like a good guy. It's an Italian guy. It's him and his dad. What y'all would consider blue pill, they've been like that since I was in high school. And I used to go to their house a lot. And they used to hear me and the way that I talk to women. They used to thought I was like the most like evil person. They're just like, how could you? But I wasn't like a bad guy, but I would just be more assertive when I would talk to women. This is back in the days when you used the house phone and they pick up the phone and they listening and shit like that. Yeah. So they used to think that like, I was just like this horrible person.
What would you tell them that shocked them?
Like just, hey, come over and bring me this. Like, oh, I want to see you so bad, because you got to think before Instagram and social media, women didn't have access to you like that, and so they missed you. So they ain't seen you all week. They can't get in touch with you all week. There was no cell phones, so where they had access. Now women think you owe them something. But back then, it would be like, they missed you.
Different world, bro.
I would call them. They'll catch up with me at my friend's house, and it's like, oh, I want to see you so bad, please. I was like, oh, well, you got to bring me some food or bring me some cigarettes and shit. And they would hear me do this, and they just thought that I was like the scum of the earth. But now they get it.
Now they
get it. Both of them, now they get it. They see me now, it's like, man,
did they get divorced or like lose their chick or some shit like that?
My friend's dad, since I knew my friend, he has been single. Like he divorced my friend's mom. I hope he gonna be mad at me for saying this shit. But and this is like one of my good friends, not like a street associate or nothing.
He divorced
her
or she divorced her?
The mom and the dad split up, and ever since I've known them, the mom and the dad has been split up, and he was living with his dad.
Okay.
And he's never remarried since then, and he's probably
said,
forget about it.
They're crazy. They're Italian.
Yeah.
He's been single ever since, and I met them in 1999, 2000.
God damn.
He's old man now. He's still just like.
You met them when NSYNC was out.
Yeah.
But it's tearing up.
I think it's important to note though that even though we are RP aware, the world isn't RP aware.
So you gotta move accordingly. It's just so many guys, but
you gotta hide that shit.
But also, you having this knowledge, you don't just throw it out everywhere. You say, you know what? Let me read the temperature of the room. All right, what's he about? What's he on? All right, if it's like that, you push on somebody like that, they be like, yo, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, niggas gonna think you're crazy,
you
bro.
want business deals, all this stuff. You gotta move accordingly and move smart.
We kind of almost like, with what we do, like back then, this was considered like violating, because you don't, like the game was not considered to, like the game, as you say, the game is to be sold, not told.
Sold, not told,
Right, and so suckers don't deserve good game. And so like, if you saw a guy that was sleep, you let him sleep.
Yeah.
And you had to earn, like my dad taught me shit like this. Like it wasn't like, and I had to bump my head and figure it out. There wasn't no thing where we could just go to somebody and he just tell you everything for $100 and he give you an ebook and all this shit. There was none of that. That's still now to guys that's like out there is considered frowned upon with what we do.
See, if someone asks me that, like, I know in real life and have issues, I'll tell them in the game. But if I have issues, I'm just gonna watch. And if they say, yo, Fresh, what do you think about this? Then I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, here, do this. Nah,
Yeah.
like, hold on. That's my girl, bro. Don't talk to her like that. It's like, bro, relax.
Yeah, man.
But
it's crazy how many guys sleepwalk through life, man, and it's just like wild to me. And even now, like with the emergence of the internet, I'm glad because we've been able to wake up a lot of people and like put them on to like other creators that like whether it's you or Rolo or any of these guys in the space. Because I really do think like we all are kind of trying to do the same thing and keep guys from like fucking their lives up because women will fuck your life up, bro. I can't tell you how many guys like literally are ready to end, like you said, really ready to end it all for a female that doesn't even fucking deserve it in the first place. Like, bro, this girl was a 304. You should have never gave her a relationship. Why the fuck do you get in a relationship with her? And then you're ready to end it for her. And it's like, bro, she was playing you the whole time.
But you know what's funny?
Yeah.
People will play our videos in front of their girlfriend because they don't want to say it, but because
Niggas will play the podcast out loud, yeah.
She's gonna be like, why do you say that? Who's that?
Why you watching that?
He does have a point though. And then that's how they break into the conversation from us just talking about it on live.
Yeah.
But you're not even supposed to do that. Like, you're supposed to keep women away from the game. Like, you take the game,
Facts.
you take the information, you apply it to your life, and you upgrade your woman that way. You're not supposed to take my shit and just, hey, look, this is what he said. Because whether y'all know it or not, your woman be thinking you got guys up here, got it going on, got all this clout and status and, purpose and all this. In the back of her mind, she like, I might as well fuck him. You
Exactly.
You saying everything he said, I might as well go fuck him.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of y'all girls DM me, not some shit like that, but it's like, keep the game away from women. You apply it to your life, and then you upgrade your woman based on how you've built yourself. Don't sit and like, now if you cool, like if you're a player, you got something to yourself. You can sit down with your lady and watch Fresh and Fit, watch the girls show and shit. But don't.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, they speak to their women the way we speaking to them.
Oh yeah.
You see the
Matter
way
of
we
fact
speaking
and
to
shit.
them.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, or they'll show, they'll try to prove a point to their woman, and they'll show them my video, or they'll show them your video. Like, look, he said this, so you don't do that. You're not supposed to do that because she looking at you like you're supposed to have your own mind.
And here's the other thing too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I want you to finish.
You're supposed to have your own mind. You're supposed to have your own game as a man.
You should know this by now.
Not even that you're supposed to know this by now, but you're supposed to have you. Women don't like to look at you like you somebody's parrot.
Yeah.
You're not like you another man's parrot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you take what we give you and you add it to yourself, and then you deliver it in the way that you deliver it.
Yeah. And the other thing too, like, I really hate to say this, but this is something that I've realized it's a very dark and disturbing thing about females. Women don't respect self-improvement. I fucking said it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. They don't respect seeing you during the process of self-improvement and actually doing it. Does that make sense? Absorbing the knowledge. Like, you're supposed to self-improve and let her just benefit from the self-improvement versus she's observing you self-improve and being like, what the fuck? You should know this already, nigga. What's wrong with you? Because females don't really put as much stake into self-improvement that we do. Like, men understand, I must self-improve if I want to get women, if I want to get respect from my peers, if I want to get money, if I want to get status. I must self-improve. Women get that shit given to them from the beginning. They don't have to self-improve. They can just be them. That's why we have so many dumb bimbos out here that are out here getting a rich husband or out on yachts or whatever. The whole concept of self-improving and learning game, making money, getting in the gym, etc. Women don't really understand this shit. They don't really know it because they don't have to do it. So when they observe you taking in content to self-improve, especially when it has to deal with like women, they're gonna look at you kind of sideways like, wait, you had to learn how to get girls? Yeah, bitch, because y'all are not easy. But they don't understand this concept because everything in life to them comes easy and they just figure it out because they don't have to work for anything.
I would argue they do like you improving if it benefits them. That's
right.
That's the only way.
But let me tell you something. This is another thing that when you ask me the number one mistake guys make, a lot of times a lot of guys sacrifice their purpose and their dreams to appease their woman. This is the thing. A lot of women,
Facts.
A lot of women are average. We don't have,
by definition, they have to be.
A lot of women are average. A lot of women are extra average. A lot of women are below average, and they understand something called security. And so your regular self is security to them. And so whenever they see you growing and getting in the gym and fucking upgrading and reading and you're walking and a little bit more confidence, that's a security risk, right? And so a lot of women are lazy. If they see you doing that,
chicks don't self-improve, bro.
If they see you doing that,
lead them.
They know that they have to do it too. They have to get on it. They have to get up and they have to grow with you. A lot of women don't want to grow. Growing is uncomfortable. You got to sacrifice. You can't eat what you want to eat.
To
you
the
can't,
gym.
you know, you got to go to sleep early. You can't do certain shit. You live in a certain type of way. You know, now it's boundaries. I'm respecting myself now. You can't talk to me that way no more. A lot of women don't want to do that, and they'll sabotage you. They'll sabotage you. And so, a lot of the times when they see you growing like that, when they see you growing like that, they don't want to grow with you.
Yeah, that too.
You know, they don't want to grow with you.
That too, and I think like it's one thing if you're like self-improving, maybe in the gym a little bit more, or like trying to make money or whatever. But what I've noticed is if girls are watching you, like, you know, taking content to be better with women, they kind of look at you crazy.
Yeah,
because they look at it like, what the fuck? Like, you don't just know this? Like, you had to learn this shit? That's weird. Because to them, because girls like, what's the vibe? I just go with the flow. Like, they think life is just a fucking like a sandbox. You're just playing in it and shit. They don't understand that, like, everything needs to be deliberate. When she comes to your house, it needs to be clean. Your toilet better not have no shit stains. Like, you better not put away your crazy medication if you got any. Like, they don't understand the process that men have to go through and the trials and tribulations men have to go through to be attractive, to even get the date in the first place. Because I can't tell you how many times we bring girls on this fucking podcast. They're fucking clueless. They think, you should just get it. Bitch, no. I had to figure it out, make mistakes, then I got it after the fact. So when they see you taking in content that deals with, like, being attractive to women, especially, they're going to look at you crazy because
like
women never have to self-improve to get men.
Yeah.
So they look at you like you're crazy because you have to self-improve to get women?
Yeah.
What?
There's a saying
to them.
Discovery trumps disclosure.
Yeah.
Which means if they can see you as the man that you need to be without seeing the books in your house or watching the videos, is respect. Versus they see, oh, what's that book? Oh, it's a woman how to become better.
Yeah.
Nigga, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You got a good point.
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean? Like even the title of my book, it's like, why would deserve less? It's funny, right? Like, that's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
But like, if the dude was to tell the girl, like, oh yeah, this is a book on how to get girls, they'd be like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So yeah, I've just noticed that, like, women really don't respect if you try to learn game or how to pick up girls or whatever. And then also, I think another side of them why they don't like it is because then they, when you understand game, you learn instantly all the unflattering realities about women. Like, you learn all their deepest secrets. You learn all the shit that they don't want you to know.
And you can say no to them.
And you can say no. So, like, they look at it like, damn, this nigga's learning his value, because once you understand, half the game is understanding your value compared to hers, and then making, real-time decisions off of that. Like that girl Sam, perfect example, right? She comes on the show. I tell Nia, what the fuck are you doing? This chick is a 304. She using you, blah, blah, blah. What am I doing? I'm awareing him to his value compared to hers. So what does she do? 2 days later, I need you to block Myron.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've always been that friend. I have always been that friend.
Yeah.
Like, my homies, the girls don't like me, especially the ones who not as it's always been like this. The guys who are not as aware, like my good friends, they chicks never liked me. And it's not because I'm a bad guy and I'm gonna just make him cheat on you and none of that shit, but I'm the guy, like, just like, don't let her talk to you like that. Like, you don't have to deal with that. You make her fucking do something for you. You got this bitch sitting in your house all day, not doing nothing. They don't like that. They don't like me.
See, you know what I do, bro? I just plant seeds. So I'll be cool with the girl on a level where, like, we're cool, we go out, whatever. But I'll, like, secretly have, like, things like in my back pocket. Like, yo, bro, your girl's doing this? He's like, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, you know about this? No, I didn't know. And he's like, damn, this is fucked up. And over time, they might get it, but they might not get it. But if you tell them up front, oh, bro, you're hitting on me, bro. What's wrong with you? It just sucks, bro.
Yeah, that's why. But you be networking, so I get it. Like, you got to be around blue pill niggas. But
I gotta make it work.
Like, for me, I don't have that issue because I don't hang out with nobody that's not aware. So it's like, yo, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, you're right. What the fuck? That bitch was out of line. So, but that's great though. That's like when you know you're doing well. Like, you care about your friends. When when your friends' girlfriends are like scared for them to be around you or don't like you, then that's a good sign for you that you're a good friend to your bros, of course.
Yeah. And hopefully they come around when they learn their lesson. Hopefully,
man. But most guys don't, bro. And that shit really pisses me off, man. Because like I said before, there's nothing that pisses me off more than guys not understanding their value and getting punished for that shit because by a female that never deserved them in the first place. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me because it's like, I look at it and I'm like, men have to work way harder to be attractive. And you're telling me that you worked your ass off and you're settling with this bullshit? Like, what the fuck is this shit, man?
They don't know their value.
Yeah, man. And that's girl game. I would argue girl game is exploiting men not being aware of their value.
100%.
That's like
100%.
Yeah.
That's their angle, because anything else, like with a guy who know his value, she has to work. Like, you can't come around me just because you cute and, you know, or you can suck some. I can get my dick sucked anywhere. I can go get some pussy from anywhere. I could get my house clean. I could pay somebody to get my house clean. You can't just come around me soaking up my energy and running my motherfucking light bill up just because you cute.
Using my Wi-Fi. What's wrong with you, man?
Old school. That's how my grandma. You running my AC up. But yeah, you can't just come around me. You got to come with it. And so a lot of women look for guys who don't know that, because it's easy. It's more secure.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't fault him for it, but it just makes more sense to get with a guy who don't know his value, because you don't have to work as hard.
You can run game.
You don't have to work as hard. You can put in a little bit and get a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to do it, like the Destiny chick. The shit, like you could, or the Neon, the what's the girl's name? Sam.
Yeah.
She could put in a little bit. Like, I guarantee you, she don't really do much for him.
She didn't even smash him for
she
the
could
longest.
put in a very little bit, and literally has changed her life. Like,
Yo, Dre, you called me before.
What?
Remember what you said earlier? You said, "What do whores do?"
They pick the easiest whores. Listen,
Yeah.
whores go for the weakest men for relationships, because everybody need love. Women need love. You know how they say fat girls need love too back in the day? Not niggas is hitting fat chicks. I don't understand. Let me not say that. But,
Hey, man. I've been there, bro.
yeah, me too. Let me not say they hitting it, but we used to keep it on the low now. Like, back in the days, we used to keep that on the low. You got your little big block. You keep
Tuesday
it on
night.
the low.
Niggas like big block.
Tuesday night.
A big block.
Yeah, but we used to keep it on the low. But yeah, what the thing what hoes do is, they need love, and so a strong guy like myself is not. It's not. We're not a match.
Yeah.
And so they typically
certain
target.
niggas just not gonna wipe up sluts. It's not happening.
And they know that.
Yeah.
They know
They
that.
know.
That's why they give you the pussy and whatever. But they still need love. They still, regardless of how promiscuous a woman is, regardless of how, now whether they deserve it a lot or not is a different story. But they still need it. They still yearn for it. They still want the comfort. They still want a warm body to lay next to. They still want love. They still want a guy to care for them. They still want and desire protection, whether they deserve it or not. They still want this, and they gonna get it. And so they target the weaker guys.
Big facts.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
So whenever you see a guy who's weak, spineless, don't really got no game like that, you look at his woman, she's more than likely a hoe.
All right.
Well said. We got some chats here.
I got a question for. Oh yeah, I'll read the chats right now.
We got a bunch.
Dre, I want to get your thoughts on the situation with Destiny and open relationships. I want to get your take on it. I'll read the chats and then we'll get it from you. What do we got here?
Cam 2 times.
Cam 2 times. Myron, last time we saw Susie, she was helping you on Fed a year ago. To this day, I still wonder what happened after, because right before you ended the stream, she told you to shut the fuck up. I thought you castled her for good. I was so shocked to see her on the panel again.
What?
I
She
don't know
said
what- No, I don't think she said that, man. I don't remember. I don't recall that.
Oh, she might have been.
Yeah, maybe she was kidding or some shit, but nah, definitely trust me, bro. I would have Frank Castled her immediately.
Trust me, bro. She's definitely on her knees.
This nigga, man.
In general.
This nigga, man. All right, W Fresh last reel inspiration, almost 1 million views. Let's fucking go.
Oh yeah, I posted my. Someone asked me in my CEO network why I changed to for the better. And I kind of brought back the Grant Cardone interview where I was told sell the water. I couldn't do it. I was too nervous. I was too polite, too shy, and that was a big point for me, because back then I was not who I am today, and without that I would not have changed to become better. So
okay,
that was big.
I've been waiting for this interview for 3 years. So glad to see King Dre at FNF. Appreciate what y'all do.
Here now,
absolutely,
man.
bro. He's here now, man. He's here now.
him.
Like I said before, bro. If you came up with us, you're gonna come up with us as well. Okay, ATN Machine goes. Thanks to you guys, I'm making more money than ever before. Question, I'm 31, divorced, single dad, making $144K a year in Indiana, and recently became single. Dad says I should date women in my same age group. Thoughts? Hell nah, bro. Date younger girls, man.
Don't go too younger. A lot of we could get into that, but
yeah,
I don't agree with a certain age. What
do you think is the prime age?
I say 25 and up, and this is why.
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
Younger, a lot of the times, and a lot of guys who didn't live it and haven't been out there don't realize this about young women. Younger women are in it if a younger woman is in a relationship, now if you're an older guy and you're a player, or you got your shit together, you got your game, that's a little bit different. But for the vast majority of men,
Right.
especially guys in that age group, if you 23 and your girlfriend is 22, she is with you for emotional support, period, and she fucking somebody else. Almost 100% of the time, younger women, they just not there yet. They're not ready to take care of families. They're not ready to have, cultivate, especially in this society. Now, whether you overseas or one of them other societies, cool, but here, that's just not a good look, man. When women that age, from like 18 to 22, this is when they racking up their bodies. They know they fine, or they know guys want them, and they cashing in on that. That's not to say that every single woman is a whore and smashing a million dudes. However, younger women that age are typically not in a relationship to be in a relationship. They in a relationship for the emotional support, and typically, if she's in a relationship, you're not the guy that's like the quote unquote alpha male or the player. You are typically the sucker. Just think back to when you was 22 years old and think about all your friends that was in relationships with women that age. Or think about in college, when you was in college, and all them chicks that had the little boyfriends in college and what they was doing. So younger women that age, they don't start maturing. They say women mature faster than men. That's bullshit. They just be fucking earlier than men. But women don't, especially as far as like wanting to settle down and have them. Women don't start maturing to that point till they start 24, 25, when their brains fully develop. So
I don't think women mature.
Huh?
I'll go further. I don't think bitches mature until they start buying their own drinks at the bar, bro. Real talk. Until she hit 30 and she start buying her own drinks, that's when she wakes up and says, "Damn, okay, I might need to readjust my shit."
That is true.
You make a good point, because we always advocate that guys get younger women, but obviously that comes with a caveat, right?
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a younger girl, so you're gonna have to have your shit really together.
On point.
Yes.
You got to be on point, because she's high sexual market value. She's at her peak. So that's why I tell y'all, 35 years old, trying to make six figures a year, have 6 months saved up, have had sex with 50 girls, be in shape at the gym. Once you have game, have frame, etc. Once you have these things in place, you can bring in a chick that's 18, 19, 21, whatever the fuck, and reel her in, build her up to the woman. But you're right. But you make a fantastic point. A lot of guys, it might be their second girlfriend, third girlfriend.
That's not.
They're not ready.
Tell you, Dre,
they're not ready.
How many girls have boyfriends at 22, 18, 19, but they're stand-ins. They're just there to support them emotionally, like you said.
And y'all out here, out here,
nigga, I know, bro. They'll smash you, and then it's like, hold on, let me check her Instagram. She's got a whole boyfriend.
A whole boyfriend. Little dude don't even know what's going on.
And I'm like, damn, homie doesn't even know that she's the hoe.
Yeah,
but again, he's a stand-in.
That's why the place over boyfriend.
You just emotional support.
Yeah.
Remember, whether we feel like they deserve this shit or not, they're human beings and they want love, care, support, attention, emotional support. And when they out in the ripping and running the streets, guys like how I used to be, I ain't got nothing for you. But dick and maybe some hot wings or something like that. I don't really have nothing for you. But they still need it. So they giving their bodies to the players and the alpha males, but they still need something. And when they going through those little phases at their age, they boyfriends are typically those types of guys.
Yeah,
and that's just facts.
They cuddle, they support them.
Cuddle,
like, you could do better, babe. I got your back.
Yeah, and then they be doing the whole
college
shit,
girls, bro.
the cuff season.
College girls, bro.
So
Holy crap!
I just always, the younger girl, the younger like 18, 19, that's probably that's the worst to get a woman. And then a lot of the times, especially in this society, again, we talking about, America and, Western society. Women are not socialized to engineered to be wives or girlfriends. They're socialized to do a certain thing, even if they not like feminists. They're socialized to go to school and worry about yourself and have fun.
Put themselves first and
shit.
Yeah.
And so now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's just
that's why if
it's
you're
been
gonna
like that for forever.
Yeah, and that's why if you're gonna go with the younger girls, a lot of times I tell guys go for a younger girl, but a lot of times she's got to come from a certain culture. For it to work, and you got to be extra on point. And I tell guys this, man, like you're gonna get a girl that's at her sexual market value peak, right? She's got to have her head on straight, come from a good family. All this shit's got to be in place, and you got to be on point for it to work.
You need frame.
Yeah.
Because again, she's gonna want to have her fun and do these things, but with boundaries. Okay, my man doesn't like this.
Yeah.
I got it.
You got to be real tight on those girls.
Gotta
Think
be.
about this.
Sorry,
Think
go
about
ahead.
this. How old you is Fresh?
31.
You're 31. You know, you smashing them, right? Can a 22, 23-year-old compete with you just based on the type of money you got, the type of experience you can give a woman, your car?
No.
You can't.
Yeah.
You 20.
Not
You
close.
can't.
Yeah.
If she down here, you
Yeah.
can't compete. And it's a million Freshes in Miami or
Millions.
New York or L.A.
Yeah, it's
you
a lot.
cannot compete with that. You just can't.
Yeah.
Whether you got the game or not, they just have the aesthetics and the money and all. You can't compete with that. And so you 22, 23 years old as a guy, you know, the religious people aren't gonna like this, but have you some fun, learn women. It's the worst thing to do in this society is to be trying to lock down one of these chicks
Yeah.
for
Oh,
something
bro,
long term.
it is
hell
just your
no.
turn, my friend.
Yeah,
It's
hell
just your
no.
turn, bro.
Yeah, it's
Enjoy the
right there. Yeah,
experience.
you just
Yeah.
Bro, it's funny because like what you're saying now, bro, goes over people's heads because they're like, oh, you know what? She's beautiful. I get sex. She's here for me. But bro,
Yeah.
you need time to see who she really is because bro, she'll tell you
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah, you really got to have your shit together if you're gonna go for younger girls
you
and try
have
to
to
wife
be-
them up. Like you date them, etc. If you think that she's a little bit different than the others, and you think that there is potential, then maybe you could try
gotta
some.
have
But
it. You gotta
but
have your
yeah,
shit
you gotta
together.
have your
gotta
shit together,
your
bro.
game together because these younger chicks and they're a lot. Too, a lot of younger chicks, they're not emotionally mature yet. Now,
Yeah.
we could say, oh, well, some women, older women, but typically younger women are not emotionally mature.
Yeah.
They're a lot more selfish. They're a lot more attention, a lot more
Facts.
attention driven.
They get hella offers, bro.
Yeah, that's
That
like
too.
It's if you don't know how to deal with that and how to
Yeah.
correct that, if you're not a strong guy that has a program to where she can get on and follow that,
Yeah.
you're gonna always lose. So if you're gonna date younger women, have your shit together.
Have
And
your
all-
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
And pick the right ones
And
that
pick
come
the
from a
right
good.
ones.
That come.
Father.
You know, and I'm really glad that we had King Dre here to talk about this because we tell guys all the time, go for younger women, go for younger women. But of course, you need to have, because we just say it, but we already know what
Yeah.
needs to be put in place.
Yeah.
But they might think, oh, okay, go for younger women. Meet some random bitch from
young,
college,
yeah.
18 years old, just pledged to a sorority. Bro, that's probably not a girl that you want to take seriously. Go ahead, smash or whatever it may be, but don't try to wife up that girl because she's not wifey material. So you got to be able to identify the younger women that are wifey material. Then you got to have the program for them, once they've been identified, to be in the program.
Right.
And then you got to mold her into how you want. And then also, like you said, you got to be ready for the obstacles that are inevitably going to come in the way. I want to go girls night out. I want to go to Cancun. My friends want to do this. Blah, blah, blah. How you going to deal with all that shit? Because you really got to be on point when you're dealing with a girl that's at the top of her game when it comes to sexual market value. Like, you just got to be really
And
on
you have
point.
to, again, be able to say no.
Yeah.
But for guys, it's hard.
So many
she's
guys.
beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
You can't tell her no.
I don't want to piss
She
her
might
off.
leave me.
Yeah.
You know how many women have told me you're the first person that ever told me no?
Boom. Boom.
It amazed me when I hear women
Scary,
say, "Oh,
isn't
you're
it?
the first woman, you're the first guy that ever told me no, or that ever told me don't, or to have boundaries." I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, that shit's
Yeah.
scary, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And imagine marrying that woman that's never been told no.
Holy.
Holy.
Bro.
God damn.
Yo, man. All right. I'll fly through these. And from this point forward, guys, we're going to go 15 up, but I'll read these that came in from before. What else do we got?
We got a lot.
Okay. But the ones that I'll read them all. Okay. Dre out here spitting straight facts. Society is matrix and set up for us to fail. By the way, Dre, I see you out here rocking the letter P on your cap because you out here pimping my boy W Fresh, W Meyer, W Fresh, W Mo, W Dre, L Chris, W Bills. Okay. All right.
Chris is not even here.
Y'all saw the YouTube short of Chris Crone with his wife where he lets her have guy friends and lets her have private little walks with guy friends.
What?
No, I didn't see that.
Bruh.
Well, it is what it is. Found out last week that the most entertaining part of this show was watching all the crybabies in the chat whining about two of the busiest guys in Miami being late to put out the best value for men for free. WFNFW advice. Shout out to Tab Gang. Yeah,
Bro.
dudes are always going to complain,
Come
bro.
on,
It
man.
is what it is, man. Bitch Story Nguyen goes, Destiny tried to get Rolo to release fake medical records to get him banned from YouTube. That's a good person to you. At every step of the way, Melina and Destiny have attacked your supporters and prayed for your mentor's downfall. I didn't hear about that.
Oh, wow.
Just wanted to give a shout out to King Dre the GOAT, but there's always two sides. I got to hear the full story.
And also, from the point of view as a good person, meaning that content-wise. So, for example, we have different points of views. We can sit on a table and debate it.
Yeah, and I've met him. I mean, he hasn't shown me anything from a personal perspective. Remember, guys, I've sat with the guy. I've had dinner with him multiple times. I've spoken with him off camera. He's a good person to me. I mean, he's never done me wrong. So to me, he's a good person. I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, everyone's perspective is different.
Yeah.
Red Pill saying goes, guys, what's your opinion on tradcons? I think they are male feminists who live in a fairy tale where the ending is always perfect. Time has changed, and being trad is outdated and will destroy the man. Sneeko acts trad on FNF but pipes hose off screen.
No comment.
We talked about that with Dre already.
No comment.
How much goes? Did you guys see that Destiny girl not attached to? Why she go to him and not someone else? We'll talk about that here in a second. We'll get into Dre's take. Number one men's podcast in the fuck world right here. That's Real Talk. You guys have helped me realize the game's not that women play. We got you, bro. And then guys on TikTok, check out King Dre because he's the last real nigga left on TikTok,
Literally,
bro. I'll tell you
bro.
that, man.
hanging on
Everybody
by
else is
thread.
gone. The rest of us are bad.
The last one standing.
I got a strike the other day. I'm still standing up.
Yeah, man. Last real nigga on TikTok, man. Blackest Panther goes, W King Dre, WFNF is true. The women do not want to see you as a dude. They would have ever rejected in the past. They can't imagine the weirdo they turned down in the past actually getting to smash them in the future. Okay. King Dre speaking nothing but facts. Shout out to John MLD for introducing me to King Dre. Keep waking men up. W podcast, W Myron's Ways. I appreciate it, man. That's from the last Hole Bender. Trippy Ghost goes, y'all both changed my life, attracting good things and women. Good question. Quick question. Do any likes to get into real estate? I'm trying to do what you do for real estate. Can you do a step-by-step video for much love from a Bay Area?
We did
Yo,
it,
we literally
actually.
just did a step-by-step one like a
Roger.
couple weeks ago on how to get real estate.
Yeah.
You do not need a real estate license, bro. That's one of the biggest
honestly,
lies.
I don't have one.
To be an investor, you
Yeah.
don't need a real estate license
You don't.
whatsoever. Can you touch on the fact that Melina left Destiny for a jobless guy who was living in her apartment Destiny was paying for? A lot of his fans say this disproves RP because she left a guy with status for a loser. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Benner the Offender, just want to add that younger women are more likely to falsely accuse you after a one-night stand. Okay. I mean, that might
Right
be a
there,
bunch of
let's talk
chicks.
about that falsely accused shit.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh, okay. Facts,
Cancel
Myron.
Club.
You should see the book section at Target. It's full of dating books for women. They even have G.I. Jane's books. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I got a money idea for you. Create a Fresh and Fit app that has your whole soundboard, which is funny as hell. I'd pay to have that app on my phone. I bet other people would as well. I'd pull it out and go in a female talking to me with her craziness. Okay.
You
Nigga,
shouldn't do
that'll
that,
hurt
bro.
you though.
Yeah, don't do that,
All
bro.
women are gold diggers. Some are just better at hiding the shovels, wiring gains. I appreciate that, my friend. Merry Christmas, niggas. LMAO, happy holidays. All right. That's from Conrad.
Niggas.
Albo goes, the RP always wins in the end. People really think your girl can still love you the same when she's out smashing other men. We're going to get Dre's
Bro,
take on
that's
that here in a
wild.
second.
Yeah.
When is the next overnighter, fellas? That's a good question. What did we have on tap to do, guys? What was the next one?
I think it was top diss songs or top self-snitching songs.
Okay. That's what it is. That'll be the next overnighter for y'all.
Shout out Gorilla Mind.
Or it was gonna be watching Breaking Bad or one or Borat, something like that. Reaction to
I think
Borat.
it was the Borat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll figure that out for y'all. What else do we got here? King Impressive. Just finished watching Breaking Bad because of that DB episode. It was good. Yo, great show, right?
Right, great time.
I don't really watch TV, but that's one I recommend. I
Walter
don't like
White.
Destiny, but can't blame him. Bitches will leave anybody there unpredictable. Yeah, it's true, man. Ain't nobody's safe, bro. Y'all pay some attention to this man. He drops wisdom, and King Dre we trust. Next time you on this side, their tacos in Pompano Beach so good you'll want to deport the cook. Yeah. There is a good taco spot in Pompano Beach. God damn it, I can't.
Pompano,
Tac-
this the hood,
Taqueria?
ain't?
How you know about that?
Pompano, this the hood,
When
ain't
I was
it?
an agent, there's a immigration facility there. Every time we interviewed someone that we wanted to talk to, try to get them to be a snitch or whatever, there was a taco spot right
Oh,
across the
shit.
street. That was really
Nigga,
good.
I ain't going there, nigga.
They called the Taqueria or some shit
No,
like
but there's
that.
good areas up north though.
In Pompano Beach,
They
yeah.
are. They're not all bad.
Yeah.
Pompano?
Yeah, there's an immigration facility there.
Yeah.
This the hood, ain't it?
BTC, Broward Transitional Center. How can I get a girl to agree to open on her and only relationship? How do we ideally this convo? Any phrases or methods that will help explain this hard concept to women? I will have Dre take that when he after the Destiny situation. You try to get that number one Ruby Rose OF fan and try to save him. Imagine what a W that would be. I think Myron overestimated the severity of his mental illness. He's just a corn addict with money. Yeah, facts, he is. Myron said AAA like 2,000 times in the last 3 podcasts, becoming annoying. Thanks FNF for the knowledge.
I don't
What?
know.
I'm
What?
lost, bro. What are specific things besides fuck, cook, and clean that you can make her do daily and long term, bro? That depends on you, man. Every
Yeah.
man has different requirements of their
Different
woman.
needs, yeah.
Whatever works for you, bro.
Hey, Dre, I see you've mentioned your father multiple times, which is powerful. I'm a single father myself. Any more game you got about your dad on your channel? You're saving men and future generations. WFNF. We'll have him talk about that here in a second. And then Maestro Man, you guys in the chat are talking about women under 25 is the only women under 25 are thoughts that come on this show. There's millions of women in this country, young, mature, and ready for relationship. Well, again,
We didn't say all,
we
brother.
did, again, bro. That comes from.
Generally.
Does she come from a certain family that values that stuff. Like Dre is 100% right. Like women in Western culture at 18, 19, they're telling them, live your life, have fun, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, guys, from this point forward, we're going to read 50 and up, but we read all the chats. Dre, I'll turn it to you, man. What are your thoughts on this situation with Destiny's Girl? Your thoughts on open relationships in general? How can men frame it where they're open and maybe their girl's closed? I'll just turn it to you.
I'm gonna talk about the Destiny one first.
Sure.
Let me remind me about the open on the man's end versus the women.
How to phrase it for their girl. Yeah.
But I haven't seen it work yet. You can't point anywhere to any example, whether it's celebrity couples like, oh, they have an open relationship on both ends and it's working. They're 80 and they're dying together.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. I don't think women are wired to even like love two men like that at the same time. And when you give your woman the permission to basically seek out someone better than you, because anybody watching this, you're not the tallest, you don't have the most money, you don't got the best game. Somebody got a bigger dick than you. Somebody got more game than you. Somebody can actually, meet her needs better than you can. And when you give them the permission slip to go find it, they gonna find it.
Yeah. Especially since they have so many options.
And then the thing too, what a lot of guys don't realize is women need boundaries. Everybody need boundaries. You at your job have boundaries. Hey, don't steal, come on time. Human beings need boundaries, period. But women specifically need boundaries, right? And so when you're a guy and you don't set boundaries for your woman, somewhere deep inside her, she's going to know that you don't care about her.
Yeah.
It's like boundaries to a woman represent safety. I've never had a woman who liked me or was into me that said, hey, I don't like your boundaries, or I can't get with that. I've never seen that. And so when you're a guy and you don't have boundaries and you let your woman fuck other men, she's not going to respect you. She can't respect you if somebody else is fucking her. It's just not going to work.
It's just a biology.
I hate to do this, but you could see it in the dynamic, in the way that they deal with each other, how because if it was me, there's no way my woman would be even arguing with no other man, whether it's debating or no type of shit. Like, my woman wouldn't be here arguing with nobody about nothing.
Right.
Right. But the fact that she's even doing that is just shows a lack of disrespect that she has for what's my guy's name? Destiny.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, the writing is on the wall on that one. You kind of seen that coming, but it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna. They can't respect you if number one, if you don't have boundaries, they can't respect you. If they fucking other men, they can't respect you. And number I don't know, 2, 3 or whatever. Women can't have too many people in her ear. There can only be one man in a woman's ear. If one guy, so you have this woman, strong man here, strong man here. This guy has his program, this guy has his program. Both of them in her ear. She's going to be confused.
Yeah.
And so she's going to start causing problems. It's just not going to work.
That's like her
You
ex.
got a woman, you fucking your girl, you let your woman go out and fuck and do all this shit. He fucking your girl and talking in her ear while she's vulnerable. She's naked and vulnerable. He's spitting in her ear and talking good shit in her ear. She going back to lay with you. What you think is going to happen eventually? He has your girl, your woman at her most vulnerable, planting seeds in her fucking head. Like, stop letting women fucking play y'all with this open shit. Like, it don't work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
So let's say, like the super chatter said earlier, I want to have my girl close on her end, but I want to be open on my end.
Be careful. Be careful. As a guy who's done that before, sneaky and not sneaky. Typically, when women accept that, I don't want to say that there's ulterior motives, but they kind of almost don't really care about you. Now, right? Now, if they're coming into the gate like that, then cool. But sometimes you can convince a woman to let you step out, right? That may care about you and that love you. However, women are very territorial, almost more territorial than men. And I have a daughter, so I know. You can see it with little kids, little girls, right? You ever see these videos where the the dad is hugging on the daughter, and the mom come and touch, and the fucking daughter freak out and shit. They come touch the mom, come touch the dad, or put the hand on the dad, and the little girl starts screaming and beating up the mom and shit. Women are territorial like that, and when you are basically going out, it represents a security risk to the woman. So all of this money and security and these good things about you, it represents the possibility that it may be gone. And so women don't like it, although they will look the other way if you provide them enough value.
Yeah.
Now, if you do get if you do get your woman to accept it, and it hurts her, just know that you're not going to have the same woman. I've had to deal with this before. You're not going to have the same woman that you once had. That woman who had that glow in her eyes, because she's dealing with pain. She's watching the man that, she's laying up with, she's invested into, she's, the anxiety and the worry.
Especially if you didn't come into the relationship like that.
Especially if you didn't come into the relationship like that. Yeah. She's going through damage, and when we go through pain and hurt, we harden ourselves. And the people who hurt us, although we may stick by them if they provide us value, especially women, resentment starts to build up. And I don't want to say it's not sustainable, because it is, but you just have to be careful. The thing is, with a lot of guys, they don't understand. Now, if you know, but a lot of guys, they don't understand.
Yeah.
You may not have that same woman that you met that have that glow in her eyes. And so you don't realize in 5 years that she's changed, and she don't suck your dick with as much enthusiasm as she used to. And that bothers you now. You don't even know what's going on. And so what that do, that make you behave differently. It makes you behave in a different type of way, because you don't know what's going on. Why you not doing this? Why you not doing this? You worried, you anxious. You see, she starts treating you a little bit differently. She don't put in as much as she used to, because it's not as safe as it once was for her, because she had to go through these feelings and emotions. I've been here, I know.
Yeah.
On both sides, lying and, hey, I'm gonna go, this is what I'm gonna do. If you provide them value, you taking care of them, they're gonna fuck with you. They're gonna look the other way, but it's not gonna be the same.
Yeah. Especially, and that's a really fantastic point that you brought up, that especially if you came in a certain way, y'all came in monogamous, and then maybe
and then you try to do it,
and then you try to do it later. Yeah, she's good.
That's another thing with them threesomes, man. If you got,
oh, you want to talk about threesomes?
Yeah.
Right, man. Tell me about threesomes, because niggas think threesomes are so sweet and shit.
I hate doing that shit, bro.
Especially
with your main girl.
If you're gonna do that shit, man. Find you two random chicks, but to introduce you, that shit is traumatic, and they gonna get you back. But I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, they will.
Just think about this. Men think that women are not human beings, and they don't hurt and feel pain and jealousy, and just like if you saw your chick fucking somebody else, the feelings, a woman gets the same feelings.
Yeah.
And what happens is they have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And they have to harden themselves.
Yeah.
And they have to protect themselves. And that's going to manifest itself in the way that she treats you. Yeah. And so a lot of the times you get guys who are, nowadays, they turning their women out to these threesomes and shit. And the woman is doing it to keep the dude and shit like that. She really don't want to do it.
She don't want to do it, bro.
She's traumatized. You're not gonna have the same woman that you had before that.
Yeah.
And the minute to think about women, on my series of my podcast, the Captain Saver Bro Show, the first episode is called The Evil Nature of Women. The Evil Nature of Women.
Okay. Men
have an evil nature too, which is violence and force, right?
Yep.
Women, their evil is on a whole nother level. And I talk about stuff like this, that when women pay you back. The things that you do to them, the things that you make them feel, they get you back. But it's in a way that you can't see it. And when you see it, it's too late.
Yeah.
You see it manifest itself in, women go to, when you ever see a woman going to court, cleaning a motherfucker out and trying to get everything he got, in her mind, she feels like she's been wrong somewhere and she trying to get some get back.
Yeah.
Because somebody this guy did something to her, whether he cheated on her or made her feel pain. And so they get you back in ways that you have no idea. I've seen chicks like, they boyfriend cheat on them and shit, right? They boyfriend cheat on them or they man cheat on them. They go fuck their favorite rapper. Yeah. Or, they go fuck the dude Plug or something like that.
They'll put on Instagram.
Put on Instagram or
literally chick said, my boyfriend cheated on me, so his favorite rapper flew me out. Bro.
Crazy. But
put on
they
Instagram.
conniving like that. But see, guys, they think, I'm going to just go cheat and she going to fuck with me. Nah, you going to deal with that. You are going to deal with that. And it's just that's a lot of the times I don't like about certain things in our space is that we don't talk about stuff like that enough. We set our young guys up for failure and they don't know what's coming behind some of the behavior. Yeah. And as an older guy, now if you would have talked to me 10 years ago, I would have been, fuck these hoes, you get you. But you know, there's shit that come behind that.
Yeah.
You know, and,
No,
and
I'm really
women
glad
have
that we're having this discussion. Yeah.
Women have a very evil nature. Like us as men, we have an evil nature, right? The masculine evil. Like somebody come in here, right, and on trying to harm, we can smoke them and blow their brains out and go to sleep at night, right?
Yeah.
Or if we feel like somebody wronged us, we can commit violence. Whereas a woman see a guy commit, it traumatizes them, right? They don't understand it. We understand that level of evil. Women have another evil, and it's conniving.
Yeah.
That's their gift and their curse. And it manifests itself in manipulation, underhandedness, like poisoning your food. Like you got women, especially back in the days, like the man beat on them and shit. They put eye drops in the food and shit, or poison, kill them slow, or put extra salt. They know you got high blood pressure, so they put extra salt in your food, and they don't feel bad. You see what I'm saying? Your girl may be cooking for you, spitting in your food, or putting eye drops in your food, or putting extra salt in your shit, or you'll see a woman say, "Oh, he raped me," or
It's common.
It was one I did a episode about how the man did the woman wrong or some shit, and so she lied and told the daughters that their dad sexually assaulted them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they grew up their whole lives
That
thinking
chick tried to do that to that Chicago rapper, Dudilo.
exactly.
Dulo,
Yeah. Like that shit.
That's evil. Like, man, we like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
how could you
Crazy
do
shit.
that?
He
But
just
they-
won a lawsuit.
He won a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And I think more men should stand up and not let women do them like that. But what I'm saying is that level of evil, like women can do that. You don't see many women saying, "Oh, she was so wrong." They understand that level of evil. Just like this is real shit. It's almost spooky when you think about it. This is my first episode that I did.
Never once. You know what? That's a good point. I've never once seen a woman say, "Oh, damn, that bitch is fucked
that's
up."
Foul.
Yo,
They
that's
understand
right.
it.
Damn.
So
Wait, let's let him finish.
Let's say somebody steals something from somebody and we see a dude bust him aside the head. Like, we understand it. They don't. We don't understand their curses and their gifts like they do.
Yeah.
Like when you see these chicks cleaning these dudes out and taking them for everything they got and making their lives a living hell through the divorce machine, you don't see women like, "Oh, that's so wrong. That's so, like, how could you do that?" That's us like, what the fuck is going on? That's the evil nature. And that's their strength against you. And I'm always trying to warn guys to be careful when you're dealing with that, because you cannot beat that unless you use physical force, but you don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, there's no beating that. The only way to beat that is physically.
Yeah.
You see, so just be careful when you hurt people, women in particular, they're going to get you back.
So
the system allows them to do you like that.
Yeah.
So this is wisdom, because this comes with age and experience.
Yeah.
You mentioned a lot of stuff that was, I want to say, whenever someone's head. But just to bring this home as well, even in the Bible it talks about a woman scorn, because over a period of time, us as men, we just take actions, we don't understand how it affects the women. And over time, us being men doing what we do, they're feeling pain consistently. So she might love you at the very beginning, but over time, he cheated again, he's with another girl, he's doing this and that. It builds up. And when it finally breaks out, it's in great accusations, it's in spiteful actions. So you never know how it can manifest. That's a very good point.
Yeah, and I'll say, because this is the dark side of you want to live this player lifestyle, you want to have a main girl, and you want to have other women. You're gonna have to deal with some backlash to that to some degree, man.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you came in and y'all were monogamous, then maybe something changed, your value shot up, whatever the fuck it is, and then man, I want chicks, and then you tell her. You're right.
You're gonna
she's
deal
not
with
gonna be
that.
the same woman that you met. And she is gonna have a little bit of resentment, because I want guys to understand that even though for us, right, sex is just a physical act, women don't look at it like that, because I've noticed with females, they don't really have empathy to the male experience. And what I mean by that is they don't give a fuck about your problems, but they also don't give a fuck about your successes. What I mean by that is, if you go out, right, if you go and you have sex with another girl, you don't have any feeling for her. You don't give a fuck. But women don't understand that, because for them, if they go have sex with another guy, they're attached to that guy. That's why when a girl cheats, a lot of times they're like, "I'm just gonna break it off." They can't live with themselves a lot of times when they do that shit. I'm sure with Melina, she might have been doing this shit, and she was like, "Man, I can't live with myself." She broke it off, right? She couldn't do it long term. So with women, when they see you have sex with other girls, they look at it through the female lens, and they're like, "Oh my God, he might leave me. He had sex with another girl, he might leave me," even though she doesn't know. For us, it's just taking a piss. But for them, when they have sex with another dude, they're leaving. It's out. It's a wrap. So damn, I'm gonna lose all this. And you had mentioned that before. So you're not gonna have that same girl. And then the other thing with the threesomes, because you niggas like to, I want to put my main girl in a threesome. Bro, you're going to slowly take her innocence away from her, bro, by doing that shit. Assuming you didn't get a slut.
It's funny. So guys start with monogamy, right? And then they say, oh, Fresh&Fit podcast, I could cheat. I'm going to do a cheat code. Threesomes with my girl. But they don't realize this actually is going to hurt them because, again.
And guess, go ahead, my bad.
The girl is going to say, okay, I want to please my man. I'll do this. But I really don't want to do this, man. This fucked up. I think it's terrible, but I'll do it for him. But then when they are put into that scenario where they see their man fucking another girl, it's like, wow. This shit hurt me. It's like a knife in the heart.
When you blow up 20 years later and you on TV and all this shit and she need a bag. Oh, he forced me to. You know, he sex trafficked me and shit.
Surviving XYZ,
So you gotta be careful with that shit, man. Just be careful. You know, like you say, you don't want to take that innocence away from your woman.
Yeah, bro.
You know, that's
especially when they don't like girls. And let me tell y'all something, bro. These girls are fucking liars. 99% of them don't like other women.
Yeah.
They don't, bro. They really don't. They'll sit there and say, "Oh, I like girls. Oh, I want." They want to be involved in a threesome to have some semblance of control again. Because they're like, damn, I'm not in control no more. And they, even though they're aroused by it a little bit, they're scared by it as well. So like when they say, oh, let me be involved, let me pick the girl, I want to be in it, bro, she's doing that shit for some level of control, not because she's aroused by it.
She don't want you to pick the chick, and she know you gonna pick somebody that look better than her, that you may like better. So she gonna want to pick the chick that's like she feels the safest with, you know. But y'all be careful with that. It's fun and, you know, have your fun, but just know that everything you do, man, comes with it. You know, there's a downside to everything you do. And I'd like to, on my platform, I like to warn guys.
I'm glad that I'm glad that we're having this conversation.
Play, have your fun, but just know, you know, I played and I got a lot of scars from that, bro.
Yo,
you know?
bro, let me ask you this. So I have this like theory or thought from my experiences where, in your opinion, what's the best scenario for a guy to be in? Single, multiple girls, or with one chick understands his lifestyle and does this fun thing on the side, or he's more like, I'll have a girl, but I'm gonna sell her a dream and not tell her the truth, and she's in La La Land. I'm gonna just do my thing on the side. What's the best scenario you think for a guy to be in?
If he want hoes, if he want to play it,
just to be happy and not have like a lot of issues. You think?
It just all depends on the guy. I think we all have our little phases, but if you wanna date around, just be real with the women that you fuck with. Hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, and if you dating women young enough, they typically don't give a fuck like that anyway. That's usually like when you start to get up in age, chicks start to get 28, 29, they need to find that one. They like, hell no. But you know, so I would always say just be honest. I would always say, you know, just be as honest as possible. And I know you guys be like, oh, you know, women can't handle it.
No. It's funny. I'm honest, Fresh isn't, but like
you better stop lying, bro. I'm telling you, your chicks they gonna get you.
well, the thing is,
Fresh is sell a dream guy.
I used to be like that too.
But okay, I do it in a smooth way though. I mean, I could still get fucked up in a way, but it's more like they know what I'm doing. Cause for example, I'll see a chick, we vibe whatever, we do our thing, and then she knows with other people. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying I didn't say anything. So she has to come over her head. Oh, he's actually out there doing stuff with other people. All right, I get what it is. Right. But I don't tell them I'm fucking other girls.
And I don't want to be like the morality police and shit too. But you got to think, man. A lot of and I'm was one of the when I see a lot of chicks, like a lot of.
But you lose a lot of girls being honest. Like let's also keep it 1,000. Like,
but like you
I
say,
lose so many girls that like I know like if I had run Fresh's game, I'd be like, damn, I'd have these chicks, man.
You can
damn
get a lot more, right? You can get a lot more, but at the end of the day, at what cost? You know, because then this is where
of course.
Like I say, you get these chicks, you fuck with the wrong one. Like they say, hell have no fury like a woman scorn, right?
Yeah.
You fuck around and get that one, and she'll ruin your fucking life. You know,
I've seen where like. I've done this path and like the girls really hurt and I'm like, damn, like I could see over a period of time if I stayed down this path.
Fresh makes girls cry, man. This nigga be making bitches cry, man. You want me to look?
Cry.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but
This nigga be making girls cry, bro.
You gotta make them feel
this
something.
This nigga be making girls cry, bro.
But I'll tell you this though, they never forget me though.
Yeah, we know. This nigga be making bitches cry, bro.
You gotta make your girl.
They don't see it coming.
They gotta cry though. You gotta make them cry. And, you know, make them laugh too at the same time. You have to be the source of emotion.
I'm like a roller coaster, up and down. But I'll tell you this though, for me, I always lead them like on some level happy because even though I'm doing kind of shit that's kind of like not said, the experience I have with me is amazing. So even though I'm doing like shit behind the scenes or whatever. I leave them with a good experience each and every time.
Yeah, and the thing too is like when you damage the women, like when you see these guys, it's like a full circle thing, and this is why. Not that I'm anti that, because play on, player.
Yeah.
But you just have to be mindful. Like when you see women that taking advantage of a guy like what's his name, Neo or Neon.
Neon, yeah.
Neil too, by the way.
That comes from somewhere. She has dealt with a guy like me before.
Yeah, probably.
To the point to where she's like, now I'm gonna get mine. I'm not finna let nobody take advantage of me, and I'm gonna get you first. And so they seek out guys like that. That comes from, dealing with
Past trauma.
pieces of shit like for now. I'm just that come with guys. I'm just saying. I'm fucking with you, but that come with this.
Dre sold the
guys.
dream too.
Shit, what? I was a master at that. And not only did I sell a dream, I clean you out. Like
Run the pockets.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
I used to you couldn't come around me like not taking care of me, and not on no bum shit, but like you had to like come with it to fuck with me.
Yeah.
You had to so it'd be 9 months. Bitch done gave me everything. I don't give her nothing. But that's a mistake in itself, because I got burned like that a lot too.
Yeah.
Taking from women. That was my major mistake as far as the game go, like not giving a woman a turn on her investment. So
yeah.
That's how I got my heart broke the most. Like, dealing with pain and shit, because you'll have a woman going all in for you for a year, and she's doing everything, and, buying you the Xbox. And I had a chick, man. I had this one chick. She used to go and stand in the line. This was when the Jordans came out.
Oh, shit.
Listen,
Damn.
This was
you
back
had a
in
chick
the
going to
days.
pick it up at the J's for you
Every
on
morning.
Saturday mornings?
Oh, shit. This was when the 12s came out. 2004, the 12s was out. She came and she got every one of them.
Yo.
Standing in line, and it was crazy. The mobs and all and got me every pair of them. Treated me, I'm talking about giving me damn near half
Each of those
her checks.
$120.
Listen, she used to give me damn near half of her checks, all type of shit, everything I wanted. But she ended up cheating on me, right?
Oh, fuck.
This is why.
Okay.
This is why.
People can learn from this.
Yeah, players
please.
go through it too.
Yeah, of course.
But this is why, they do so much to get you, but when you don't give them back, they get tired of it. Eventually, they get tired of it. It's like, well, what am I doing? Like, I'm doing this for nothing. He fucking with other chicks.
Yeah.
He fucking with other chicks. He's fucking, I can barely get in touch with him. He's not treating me the way that I want to be treated.
Yeah.
And, in the beginning, I position myself like I'm the guy that can give you all of this, right? But then I'm not. So I'm making you do everything, and you just slowly but surely investing yourself into me. Eventually, they wake up and you say, you know what? This not working for me no more.
Yeah.
Chick called me up. I never forget this. I'm playing the Xbox. I was playing True Crime 2. I never forget this shit. Right? Playing True Crime 2.
This is what year is this? 2005 now?
2004.
Okay.
I never forget this. Playing True Crime 2. She called me. She called my phone. This was not cell. Just called the house phone. She called me and she was like, listen, I got to talk to you. She was like, this the end. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, I can't do this no more. I'm like, nah, man. Nah, come back. She's like, nah, it's over with. So I'm like, that shit. So I'm like, she was like, yeah, I can't. I'm moving on. So I'm like devastated. Like, what the fuck?
How long have y'all been seeing each other?
Like a year. A year. So I'm like, what you mean? And she's like, yeah, I can't do it. She's like, I got somebody else now. So instantly, what you mean you got somebody else?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I've been seeing this guy. She told me the whole truth. I've been seeing this guy. I've been seeing this guy for, a few months, and, that's what I'm doing. I'm talking about, I was crushed. Because here I am, I don't want to say taking advantage of this woman, but, here I am, having my way. And when chicks treat you good like that, you get attached to that shit. You get attached to the treatment. You get attached to the validation. You get attached to, chick doing whatever for you and giving you the best sex and all of this shit.
Yeah.
And when they take that away from you, it pains you. And I got a lot of scars like that. It wasn't until later that I realized when people invest into you, you have to give them what they invest. You have to give them a return.
Yes, you have to.
You're not supposed to go balls to the wall, but women are with you for a reason. Women are not with you because you fucking cute.
Yeah.
Or,
Facts. That's a fact.
you think you just, they're not, there's some type of something that they're with you. And when they are given to you and you're not given to them, eventually they'll leave you,
See,
it's true.
just real
I
quick.
damn near cried, bro. That shit,
Yeah,
that fucked me up really bad. Because it wasn't like, a lot of guys, when they get cheated on, you could kind of see it. Like, the bitch ain't been fucking you for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
She a headache. She disrespecting you. So it's like the writing is already on the wall. But this is somebody who's like,
and not only
really
that, I already know the fact that she stood in line for you, because I used to collect Jordans back in the day. The fact that she stood in line for you on Saturday mornings, picked you up all the 12s, which are very sought after sneakers.
Yeah.
I already know she was in a space in her mind where she would do everything for you.
Anything.
So that was a girl that you could call and be like, hey, I need this, and she'll do it. She don't say why
nothing
or whatever.
or why.
She'll say
Nothing.
how. Okay, I'll
It's
find a
done.
way. And to lose that,
It's hard to find that.
yo, yeah,
That's painful. That's very painful. Bro.
I understand.
Last thing for me, because we got to wrap this up. How do you navigate, for example, because obviously we're in an era of like simps, where niggas are legit will buy a girl anything, pay for box, all that stuff. How do you overcome niggas paying for box when you don't? Like, for example, like let's say there's 10 baddies out there, right? Out of 10, like 8 get paid for box. How do you get the box without paying for it in your own way?
Because when you don't pay for it, it's genuine, and they still want something genuine. Like I said, women still want something genuine. They still want love. They still want a mutual attraction. They still want quote unquote real. Like, you know how they say, I just want something real. When you pay for it, you don't get that. So whether you pay for it or not, it's still gonna be a player. So every guy right now that's buying pussy and buying women and shopping, taking them shopping, there's a player somewhere that ain't doing none of that, and she feels something with him, something real. Look at the movie Casino. Everybody watched this movie for you remember the movie Casino with
I do.
What's my guy name? Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Sam Rothstein. Everybody watched that movie for like the gangster factor. They don't see the relationship part of it. How you have this guy who has the world, handsome, connections to the streets, on top of the world, casino, appears to be alpha, but what was she doing? He tried to buy this bitch like, hey, I can take you off the streets, I can give you everything you want. What was she doing? Sneaking off to some low-life pimp who was making her feel something.
Yeah.
So you can try to buy it all you want to. You know, you don't have to. If you a guy that's not big tricking or whatever, you ain't gonna really have no problems, because women don't respect tricks anyway.
Because me and Myron don't pay for box, right, at all. We don't ever pay girls for box. But I found
Everyone in Miami does, bro.
everyone in Miami
Holy
does.
fuck.
So what I have to do is like kind of like come into it from a experience standpoint. So for example, not the average experience of going to a club or getting a dinner. It's more like I'm gonna take you on things that are, for example, Dave and Buster's, or like, for example, maybe like a random pop-up shop we just go to, chill, walk in the park, shit like that. Because that's an experience that's different than going to a club, all that shit. So from that standpoint, it's how I get them kind of like in my circle, because I get them experience that they're not used to.
But it's not even about it. It's a lot of people think it's not even about that. They experience, the experience they having is a genuine connection with another human being.
Yeah.
That's the experience. And despite how promiscuous a woman may seem, or she is, despite the shit that she's talking,
they still want it.
They all still want and desire that. And the person that can act like they giving them that is gonna have it all.
Yeah.
Now, of course, a woman gonna go where like if you throwing some money at a hoe, she gonna take it. You know, but you still gonna outwin the guy. If you come in like genuine with who you are, you still gonna outwin the guy. You got a lot of guys that trick cope and say, "Oh, you gotta pay one way," and that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
What are your thoughts on? Because this is the thing, and you said you used to live here in Miami, so I'm sure you're familiar with this.
Yeah,
like, bro, everybody that we know that has some money, they all fucking pay for box,
scary,
bro. It's
all my
fucking
homies,
wild.
When I was ripping and running wild, all my homies did that. All of them.
Bro,
I was
it's
the only one.
crazy.
Had I not had my dad teach me different, I probably would have been doing the same thing if I was taught that way. But my dad caught me early. It was like, that's not how you do it.
It's crazy
That's
how
not
many
the way to
dudes.
go.
And let's keep it real with the passport bro movement. A lot of guys just do it because it's like, bro, fuck it, I'll just
They
go
hate
pay for
me
box
for
for
that.
bad or bitches down in Colombia or some shit, and it's cheaper. But it's like, to me, I look at it like, bro, it's so wild to me how many dudes pay for box. It's like a thing. I mean, what are your general thoughts on it?
But this thing. This is why I tell guys not to do that, because you cheat yourself. Like, you buying the game, right? So, you know, you basically renting the cooperation, but when you paying for it, you're not developing the skills that you need, because ultimately one day we want a family or something long term. We want to be 50 with a companionship. But when you cheat your way through life in the game by paying and not getting that experience, what happens? You 50 years old, and I see it. I have clients like that. They've been tricks all their life. Now they 40. They want something real. They don't even know where to begin. They got a lot of pussy, but they don't know how to deal with women. They don't know what
1,000
to say.
body count, but don't know how to deal with women.
Don't know how to deal with women.
Yeah.
Don't know how to, don't know how to arouse women. You get a woman in a relationship, you committed to in a relationship, you don't even know how to arouse a woman naturally. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing about women. A trick to a woman is the same thing as a whore is to us.
Yeah.
Right. So how we look
Facts.
at how we
Big
look
facts.
at how we look at a woman who's a whore who will give her value away just freely to any and everybody. They look at your resources like how we look at their purity and their vagina. So if you are giving that, she gonna take it just like we gonna fuck. Just like we gonna fuck the chick that's giving it away. We gonna get our dick sucked, but are we gonna wife her?
No.
Is she gonna respect you if you just can come off, because she look at you like, how can I be safe with a guy that'll just give his money to it? Like, how can I have how can my kids be safe, or how can I have safety if this motherfucker is gonna take our money and go trick it off?
Facts.
Yeah.
You see, and women, they're not gonna say this to you. They gonna come in this motherfucker in an hour and talk about, I like a guy that's, can pay and do all this shit. But deep down, they don't respect that.
Yeah.
That's why the trick, you don't never see the trick whisk off in the sunset with his chick happy and fucking. It don't work like that because they don't respect you.
So it's funny, right, bro? I have a friend, and I'll set up double dates, right? I'll bring 2 girls, either from out of town or from here, and he's so stuck on paying that the girl wants to fuck him. She's DTF as fuck. She's ready to go. He'll still pay her. I'm like, bro, it's set. We went out, had a good vibe. They're ready to smash. I'm like, bro, why are you paying?
Yeah.
But again, because of his mentality, how he's doing so often, he still pays. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
It's gonna catch up with you. It's gonna when you need the skills, when you need those skills to actually, you're not gonna have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to use Pokemon, but I've always used the analogy, like if you play Pokemon back, do you play Pokemon back in the day?
No.
Probably not. All right, I'm the nerd here. If you use rare candies.
I'm a gamer. I got fucking 2 rigs, $3,500 a piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a gamer like a motherfucker. But
Well, Pokemon, right? If back like Red and Blue version, you used to be able to do this cheat code, with rare candy glitch, right? Missingo, right? And you basically use rare candies to level up your Pokemon. Well, what ends up happening if you use the rare candies to level up your Pokemon, whenever you fight them, they're not as strong. But when you go and train and like fight the gym leaders and go in the grass and fight random Pokemon, whatever, those Pokemon have way stronger attack, special, defense, etc. than the Pokemon that you give the rare candy to level them up to 100. So if you level them up through fighting, they're way stronger. But when you level them up through rare candies, they get to level 100, but they get there and they're weaker, significantly weaker. It's kind of the same thing when you pay for box all the time. What ends up happening is your skill set and awareness and frame with female nature is not worked, and when it's not worked, it atrophy, and then you don't know how to deal with women in real life. So then if you do get in a relationship, whatever, and the worst is when you got money, because then she'll sell you the facade, get married to your dumbass, tolerate you for a period of time, and then she's gonna run away with everything because you never learned the rudimentary skills of, how to get sex when she doesn't feel like it, or well, obviously legally and shit, but like how to arouse her, how to get her attracted to you, how to actually get her to respect you. A lot of guys don't learn this shit.
And
let me say
real quick. Some nigga said, "Oh, Fresh pays for box." Nigga, if I was paying for box, I would have been exposed months ago, bro.
Yeah, bro. It would have been expected. Bro.
In Miami, bro, that shit's common. I'm just asking because most people here in Miami do that shit. And once and for all, bro, I can save these niggas, but you can't.
Yeah, you ain't gonna never, as popular as I am, you ain't gonna find one bitch that say I even bought her a drink and I wasn't fucking already in
Facts.
the club. Like, I don't, but I was taught early on, like, that's just something you don't do, and I was explaining why.
Yeah.
But let me say something
ahead,
to the guys that like to pay whores and shit, strippers, and listen, if a woman will sell her body, man, you don't think she'll sell you at some point? Just think about that.
Sheesh.
Look at everybody who's facing these false allegations and all this shit, right? The majority of them, if you look at them, strippers, hoes, whores, OnlyFans, chicks, sex workers and prostitutes, basically.
You're right.
If she'll sell her body, you think she won't sell you? Somebody, let's say you say the wrong shit, right? Let's say you was a guy who was, going and paying strippers and shit like that. They would have crossed you up a long time ago, because it would have been nothing for them to come get one of these hoes, one of these stripper hoes, and give them, I'll give you $5,000 to say, he clubbed you across the head 5 years ago. They'd be lying like a motherfucker to take you down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you look at, like with Tate, there was women in his life that they came to that wasn't like that, and they wouldn't fold on them for nothing. But look at the women who brought those accusations against them guys.
Yeah.
What are they?
Sluts. Yeah. The big one, especially Emma Gabby. Whore.
Yeah.
Whore.
They get
big
paid.
whore.
They get paid.
Is it correct? You don't see like chicks from the countryside and good chicks. You don't see them doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Look at the shit that's going through with these rappers and from the history of these rappers, these guys getting exposed, and guys say this shit like, "Oh, well, I just pay to keep them quiet." And the bitch don't give no fuck about.
They don't care, bro. Bro, look at Diddy. I'm sure he pay people to like keep it quiet.
Keep it quiet.
Nigga,
Nobody give a fuck about that. If I can get a bigger bag out of you,
clout and money.
Come on, man. So that's just a trick, Cope. Like, oh, I just pay to keep them quiet and all that shit. That's bullshit. Cause look at the guys look at all these rappers and all these celebrities who paid all these hoes.
That shit don't work, bro.
Who paid all these hoes to keep quiet and shit. They write tell-all books and all type of shit.
Yeah.
You see? So, you know, just be mindful of where you lay at.
I was gonna ask you a question, Dre, because you mentioned you know, about hoes and wanting love. Do you think hoes deserve love?
No.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's crazy. Damn.
Stick a
Put him on the spot.
No. What's your take on that, man? Do you think hoes deserve love, bro? Because I've seen you on your show talk about it, like, yo, you're real big on telling guys, don't commit to sex workers.
Yeah.
She a stripper. She on this type of shit. Like you just said right now, because I've heard you say it before. If she sells her box, you don't think she'll sell you.
Yeah.
So, but do you think they deserve love in general?
Deserve is I can't tell somebody what they if she feel like she deserve it, cool. What I say is this.
Yeah, objectively speaking, then.
What I say is this. Nah, man. Nah, you gotta. I don't want to sound like I'm like not sensitive to other human beings because I am a human being at the end of the day. And despite how dirtbaggish I've been, you know, in my life at one point. But then when I think about it, I didn't deserve a good woman who I didn't deserve that. Like, you know, when I was ripping and running, fucking hoes and, you know, doing this and doing that, I didn't deserve a good woman. Yeah. So, I mean, now.
Do you think you deserve that chick that bought you the Jordans back then?
Nah, man, because I damaged her.
Yeah. Right.
No, I didn't. No, I did not. I damaged her. I didn't deserve that.
Takes a big man to be able to admit that shit, bro. Real talk.
If you ask me now, I didn't deserve that. Like I fumbled a lot of bags like that and went through a lot of pain, like of you know.
So you had a lot of good girls came in and like
think about how many girls we've had that were really good girls that we just you know what, we're having fun,
fuck them over,
and then the next guy is like, damn.
But you get that, I got that, you know, that came back to me tenfold,
right?
But so if a woman is out here giving away her body and no, you don't deserve a guy who's going to come and protect you and you know take care of your little badass kids and you know pay your bills and lead you. You don't really deserve that because you're gonna hurt that man. You know, you don't deserve that. Now, is that not to say if you don't clean your act up? You know, is that not to say if you don't clean your act up and you know lead a better life, you don't deserve it? Of course, you know if you live in that way because you know I got a record and all type of shit. I've been in prison and all type of shit. Is that not to say that I don't deserve good things now? Because I went to prison in 2006. You know, because I don't do no shit like that no more. I'm not living like that no more. So am I always got to be the underbelly? So I can't say that if a woman has had a questionable past that, you know, 10 years later that she don't deserve a family. But if she out here thotting it up and fucking different guys, and no, you don't deserve no good dude because you ain't gonna do nothing but damage him. And you're gonna make the world a shitty place. So, you know.
Question for you. Do you think guys, what about reformed girls? Let's say a girl is, you know, former stripper or former porn star, some former bullshit. I don't know. Some former sex worker or some type of job that is questionable. Should a guy still commit to her?
No.
I agree.
Now, if you had, I would say you better off with a former, like a chick who like had a whole face or something like that. But like an actual sex worker, and this is the thing, they have seen like the lowest of men. Like I said earlier, I don't know if we was talking before, but like when women, that disdain that women have from men, that you know that horse shit, they see them the worst in men. Like
they do.
Women who do sex work and women who like prostitute their bodies, they see the belly of the beast of men. And our brain, the way that our brains work, when we see something, we associate it with all. Yeah. So we see. You know, like when guys that never been outside the house, they watch this podcast. They see these bitches up here, they be like, "This is how hoes are." Right? Bitches ain't shit, right? If they never really been outside, because that's just the way our brain works. So what I'm saying is, when you know when you got a woman who's in the mud like that and they seeing guys like defile their families, they seeing guys steal money from their wives to come trick with them and leave their kids and leave, you know, just get shit on, and just when they seeing that over and over, that's their perspective of men now. Yeah. And so no matter how much they get away from it, they gonna always look at you like them. Yeah. Just like a guy, right? just like the guy who got all of the bodies and been fucking other dudes' wives it's hard for them to commit to women because they've seen the lowest of the low. They've seen women cheat. They've seen women. It's hard to trust them. Mm-hmm. So when you have women that's strippers and whores and shit like that, they don't really trust men no more.
Yeah.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it will take for them to get out of that. I don't know if it's God or
I honestly don't think they could be. I agree with you, bro.
You better off getting a chick that maybe had some fun in college or some shit like that's a little bit different. But a woman whose sole purpose was to sell sex, it's just not practical because they don't trust men like that because they see the worst in you.
That's a good point.
That goes for any of those professions, whether it's stripper, OnlyFans, porn star. Hell, man, you could even webcam. You maybe could even lump in like fucking bottle girls in there and shit like that too, like girls that are involved in like
y'all just man.
Yeah.
Yo, actually,
you know what I mean?
Funny?
Like
I have a theory. They're worse than strippers, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know why?
Or models that do rap music videos and shit. Like, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Bottle girls, bro. I should say.
But you got to think, because dudes come in there, right? Mm-hmm. And I know, because that's we used to want the bartenders and shit, because we used to think like, oh, she ain't selling her body.
She's better.
So she better.
In a way.
She better because she nah. They all hitting them anyway. All the hoes getting hit. So.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to say I can't. Fuck it. Nigga, it's so bad, right? Especially here in Miami. Bartenders, bro, and girls that like behind the bar are bottle girls, bro. They get a proposition every night.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you know what? You want a big tip? Come out with us after. Oh, I finished at 5. I'll come up with you guys. Boom.
Yeah, she gonna crack, bro. She gonna crack. Fuck. Yeah. She gonna crack.
At some
you got
point.
a chick that's, if rappers and these scammers and shit, these big dope boy, they coming through this shit every single night, tricking, because they be the biggest tricks. That's why a lot of women like street guys.
Yeah.
I know I've been there.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that's in the streets, just because these guys that's like, don't know any better think that because guys are in the streets they have some game and all that. That's not true. They just be tricks.
Yeah,
they trick more. They trick the most.
Yeah.
You getting that money
Big
like
facts,
that, you don't really have. You don't have like
appreciation
for it. You don't have financial literacy like that.
It's not yours.
And so you don't really know any better. And so they trick a lot. And so women flock to them like that because they paying.
Ask any girl that's in the industry, her past guys that she dated, scammers, drug dealers, and niggas that just like have trust fund money, and it's because they spend the money because it's not their money, and they just trick on the girls and they get sex.
Yeah,
so
no facts.
All right, some chats here.
I'll read these. Yeah, it was 50 and up.
Yep.
Let's see here. We got
Mando.
here. Mondo goes. Open relationship on my end. Married and wife knows. Issue is where to find side chicks. How do I minimize conflict with my main? We were monogamous when we were met. And we were broke. I make $500K a year now, 30 years old.
We said it earlier, actually.
Yeah, he says, how do we minimize conflict with my main? Bro, just don't let her see nothing, bro. Do it outside the house.
And fuck with chicks that got something to lose, man.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's
a
key.
good one.
That's key.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And you got another thing too, with guys like that. If you a lot of guys don't have the heart to be players. Like they be fucking chicks and taking the rubber off and falling in love. If you got this another reason why, like if you a solid guy, sometimes a woman may look away if she know you solid and you ain't susceptible to, a bitch getting you some pussy and you just getting weak and leaving her for her.
Yeah.
So you gotta, strap up, wear rubbers, and don't catch feelings. Don't be kissing bitches all in the mouth. Don't take them shopping. Stick and move.
Yeah.
But to try to keep carrying on these relationships and you get catching feelings, you ain't gonna do nothing but cause problems for yourself.
Yeah.
Because your woman is gonna see your feelings going somewhere else, and that's the shit she not gonna like.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That sense of, so just strap up and do things to protect your feelings and not be so invested. And you should minimize the effect of the bullshit that's gonna come to you.
And you better not do shit that you do with your wife with one of your side chicks, bro.
What you mean?
Try
I'm
to
telling
avoid.
you, bro.
Like if you got like a special spot that you and your girl go to and shit like that, and she catches you bringing that chick over there.
But you shouldn't even be like side. You don't be taking side hoes nowhere.
Yeah.
Like if you in a committed monogamy, and I'm teaching these niggas how to cheat. If you got in a committed relationship and shit like that, don't be fucking going on no dates.
Yeah.
If you put you a rubber on stick and fucking move, you damn near need an extra phone. They don't need to know your phone number. I used to use it. It's a bitch probably watching this thing. My name Rico, bro. For real, bro. I used to use nicknames and all type of shit.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to like give a woman let her in like that if you got a main woman and you got a family and shit. Because it's the thing, man. You making $500K a year and all that shit. Now everything all good, you up, but life got valleys, man, peaks and valleys. And one day, you know, not to say that you may lose your money, but one day you're gonna be in that valley. And that woman is gonna be the one who there for you. You better make sure that, you know, she on the up and up and she not looking at you with resentment when you do fall, because that's when they hit you, when you fall.
Yeah.
Well said, brother.
So
fair enough.
This was a very wisdom-driven, experience-driven podcast.
Very good.
I learned a lot as well.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, man. I knew you guys. It was just us shooting the shit, man. Honestly, we were just like, oh shit, we got to turn the cameras on and you know hit play. So you guys just basically heard the discussion.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back with some lovely ladies. Chris is here, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
What time we gonna start, Chris?
10:30.
10:30. All right, cool. Guys, we'll be back here in a little bit, man. We love y'all. We'll be back. Peace.
Peace.